Welcome to the CrashOut.
Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to the CrashOut podcast. We are on episode 76, and this week we don't got too much news, so it might be a lighter episode, but you already know it's still gonna be lit as always. Still gonna be talking about division stuff because we did have, I believe, the semifinals that just happened, and even though gaming news didn't go crazy this week, there's still some stuff to talk about it. So let's get into it. You already know I go by the name Nano_Blaster, but you call me Nano. Mr. Sammy, what's good?
I'm good, brother, and I'm glad to be back for another week. As Nano said, not much to talk about, so we might be in and out. No pause. And,
Pause.
with what, that's crazy. With what information we have, we'll make the most of it, because we still got some juicy things to talk about.
Oh, we definitely do. We definitely do. I'm gonna. Fuck Sony. That's all I'm saying when I said that.
But you know me as Samurai Namikaze, and without further ado, Caleb, let them know, man.
Yo, what's good? It's Caleb Black Flash. Hopefully today, and not C ... But back here, crazy week. We permanently fix that somehow.
Caleb, it's just because I had when I go live, on OBS, my Discord goes to streamer mode for some reason. It only does your name for some reason, but
yeah, maybe I got to get removed, added or something.
Is it because he's at the top? I wonder if it's because he's at the top.
No, it could be because he got a long ass name, but I don't know. No, because because Sammy, your name is longer.
Yeah, so
yeah, I have no idea. You gotta take this.
Fix that. That'd be cool.
Pick that up with fucking Discord.
Yeah, like I said, like get re-added on Discord or something.
Sound like you shadow banned by Discord.
Crazy weekend. It was we had UFC. That was wild. We had NBA finals. We had fights. It was pandemonium, but lots of crash outs this week. But hey, good to be here on the podcast. But Andrew, go ahead and finish it off for us.
Let's go, chat. Yo, what's up, everybody? We have, a lighter episode for today, so we're gonna probably be in and out, like Sammy said, when in doubt. But that's all right. We still got some spicy subjects though, especially with a recent article that just released today. Anyways, we'll talk about that when we talk about that. But without further ado, let's get this podcast rolling because we are already 30 minutes late. But you know how we are. We're fashionably late, but always on time. Now let's get the intro popping.
Yeah. Welcome to the crash out. Put your seatbelt on me cause we about to lash out. If you hating on the crew, you getting thrashed out. Man, we going so fast, we about to pass out. Pockets for the gamers, man, it's time to ride out. Welcome to the crash out. Put your seatbelt on me cause we about to lash out. If you hating on the crew, you getting thrashed out. Man, we going so fast, we about to pass out. Pockets for the gamers, man, it's time to ride out. We covering the drama, we talking about your mama. We smoking on the ganja, we drifting in the Honda. We turning up with Sammy, OneWingedAngel with the family. Black Flash jamming like a lammy, Nano always understanding. Yeah. Welcome to the crash out. Put your seatbelt on because we about to lash out. If you hating on the crew, you getting thrashed out. Man, we going so fast, we about to pass out. Pockets for the gamers, man, it's time to ride out. Welcome to the crash out. Put your seatbelt on because we about to lash out. If you hating on the crew, you getting thrashed out. Man, we going so fast, we about to pass out. Pockets for the gamers, man, it's time to ride out.
All right. I'm almost done posting the links real quick. Y'all can go ahead and
Yeah, so Super Division Season 2 is coming to a close. Last weekend we had the semifinals, and I think some of the races went the way that I think people might have expected. But we're gonna go over the juice, the sauce.
I actually was able to watch one of the races.
Yeah, man, that's what you think.
I watched Brazil versus not Brazil. I watched Wolf's team versus Dino's team, and I'm not gonna lie, it was actually a good fucking match. It was a good fucking match. I don't know if anybody else watched it, but I was thoroughly entertained throughout the race. I didn't have enough time to watch the other race, so apologies. But at least from what I saw, it looked like it was going pretty back and forth with both of the teams, with both Wolf's teams and Dino's team. And it looked like it was up in the air until probably the last couple races. Wolf's team started kind of pulling ahead, and they ended up winning by a all right amount. We've seen larger gaps, but I think overall it was still competitive. I think everybody on the teams did well. Obviously, it was probably a tough week for the Brawlers, but I think everybody on each team gave it their all, and always got a shout out to, all the combatants, man, because we know how much it takes to, give it your all in these competitive races, especially racing against the best racers in the world. So it's never an easy feat. So definitely got to give a big shout out to everybody. But yeah, man, it was really good. I enjoyed it. Shout out to Wolf's team for making it to the finals.
But I guess, since Nando brought it up, we can go over the score. So it was BRZ Paradoxo 298 to the Apex Goats 278. So for BRZ Paradoxo, which is BRZ Wolf's team, we had Rugal with 91. We had a Wolf with 90, Goblin King with 82, and then Michael Douglas with 35. And then for the Apex Goats, we had Dino MVP of the match with 97, Ty Up with 82, Sonic NRQ with 68, and Tom 4K with 31. So definitely high scoring game for both teams, but I think Rugal, Wolf, and Goblin had a crazy showing. So
Yeah,
shout out.
definitely shout out.
Mm-hmm. So shout out to the BRZ Paradoxo.
Uh-huh.
And then we had the other match, which was the Late Born versus BRZ New Wave. So if Project K Sarah would have beaten BRZ New Wave, then we would have been going against the Late Born. But I think I had on the prediction the Late Born, and yeah, the Late Born won 315 to 261. So we have Ferrari MVP of the weekend, 104 points. Alfin with 92, Maisie with 61, and then Seymour 58. And then for BRZ New Wave, we have Rayoni 75, Bronco 69, Kazloo 604, Lucas with 60, and then DK with 57. So
Okay. Shout
won
out to
by
both teams.
over 50 points. So it wasn't as close as people may have thought. But yeah, shout out to BRZ New Wave, putting on a good showing this season. And shout out to the Late Born for making the finals.
Shout out to Late Born for making it.
Yep.
Okay.
So this weekend we got BRZ Paradoxo versus the Late Born. So we have Team Wolf, Team Wolf and Rugal, former final boss, versus Team Maisie and Sunsamel and Seymour and Ferrari and Sandwalk. So,
Okay.
like I said, I think we talked about this weeks before. This is the strongest, the Lateborn has ever been. They're a super team of very strong players. So, definitely not surprised they made it this far. They were already strong, before they had all of these players, and with the additions, they definitely, we're a team to watch out for, as we can see. So that's gonna be a good match. I don't know who the Wolves team's gonna start. We're gonna see some McNougat. You know what I'm saying? Not, but they're probably gonna be Goblin King, and maybe McNougat. Maybe Michael Douglas, one of the two, probably. We'll see. Versus probably anyone on the Lateborn. But who you got for predictions?
Wouldn't it be crazy if this is McNougat's first time in competitive and
And then
he wins?
Bruh. So shit that me and
Disgusting,
Angel
bro.
haven't been able
Disgusting.
to accomplish. Crazy.
That's true. I mean, to be fair, he only did play in one match so far. And he is on a super strong team. But I think that would be pretty a nice little topic to talk about, man.
All right. At the end of the day, man, niggas, if they would have 1v1, they can. Oh, let me not say that. I don't want anybody to get kicked off their sponsorship. So let me stop saying the N-word, even though I'm black. But yeah. So what about y'all? What predictions for the match for the final? Who you guys got? If you have to put your money on a parlay, which team you going for?
Damn, money?
If I
That's
had to
crazy.
put my money on it, I would probably go Wolf's team. But that's because they've been here before. So, I think not everybody on Seymour's team has been in a spot like this before. So, typically, I think they usually lose versus Wolf's team.
Yeah.
But I guess you could say that about most people.
You know what? After watching the NBA Finals, there's a thing about experience that can't be overlooked. As great as, being the underdog is, if you don't got the experience where there's the bright lights, as Stephen A always says, or, Kool A. Smith, palms get sweaty, backsides get tight, right? So in crunch time, are you clutch or are you going to fumble? And I saw in the NBA Finals, as great as the Spurs were, they fumbled because of the inexperience they had doing a deep playoff run and then going up against a contender that doesn't just back down. Every time they get knocked down, they get back up. And that is why the Spurs lost. And I don't know if they have that kind of fight going up against Wolves team. So I'm going to have to go with Wolves team if I was a betting man.
All right. What about you, Angel? What team you got for this final?
Probably gonna be a close one, but I might say Wolves team. I would love for Lateborn to beat them. Because they've been definitely working their asses off and whatnot, but it's a tough one. I think it's gonna be a close game. I mean, shit, we're gonna have to find out. 22 freaking races, bro. Man.
Yeah, I think the thing with the more races is that, I think with 10 races, sometimes people can get away with bad performances or, inconsistency. Sometimes they get lucky. Sometimes you get a lucky race. But I think with 22 races, it kind of weeds all that out. And the team that's supposed to win ends up winning because, you might get 2 or 3 bad races, but You still got 17 more to go. So the team that really has the consistency will end up on top. So we definitely have seen that Wolves team. They bring the consistency. So if the late born want to win, they're going to have to bring their best performance and they're going to have to be consistent with the podium.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see if they can bring that out. But with the players that own the team, I definitely, the skill and the potential to do so for the upset. You know what I'm saying? It's been an upset season lately, so let's see if they, get beat the F up like Justin Gaethje did to Poirier, but we'll see. But yeah, no, I'm excited.
Should be great races though.
Yeah, so make sure y'all check that out. You can check out, Maisie, Wolf, Seymour, maybe. Who else? Who be streaming? Rugal, whoever's streaming. Yeah, just make sure, whether on the Twitch or YouTube side, give them some support. You know what I'm saying? Because it's gonna be some good races. But yeah, that will be.
Gotta give it to Seymour's. Gotta give Maisie's team credit because they've been racing their ass off. So everybody on the team has gotten better. So I think they gonna really try to make a statement.
Yep.
Yeah, man, it should be a great finals. I will try to watch it if I can, so we could talk about it.
That's pretty much all the Speedstorm talk.
But yeah, that's Speedstorm.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I think we covered a lot of Speedstorm last week, but not much has changed since. But that is division. But yeah, so other news, we do have.
I mean, we want to
No,
get
I guess
into,
I guess
man.
there is some
I mean-
Speedstorm news because we talk about Speedstorm has people have always want every character to have voice acting, and unfortunately, one of the voice actors for a certain character passed away. Daveigh Chase, which is the voice behind Lilo from Lilo and Stitch, she ended up passing away. So, we'll give a rest in peace to her. So maybe y'all have to pull y'all Lilo out, out of remembrance, maybe.
Yeah, I did hear about that. Definitely condolences. Never a good thing to hear. Especially, I really liked her voice acting, especially as Lilo.
Yeah.
So,
Good job.
Definitely a sad day for the Disney universe. Hopefully her family could get through everything. I know times like this is rough. So, yeah, man.
Yeah, but so yeah, I agree with the sentiment. But that's the Disney side. But on some more positive news, on the DreamWorks side, apparently they came out with a new trailer for Shrek 5, and the internet is saying that Shrek has Dominican sons. But but yeah, so yeah, Shrek, Zendaya is gonna be his daughter, but in this new trailer, they showed his son, so it's very interesting. So I don't know if we want to check out the Shrek trailer together or.
Can we even do that, Angel?
I mean, I wouldn't because movie trailers get copyrighted like a motherfucker.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
let me get a picture, and we can put it on screen and see what we think about the new Shrek. Some people still think he looks crazy, or they like, they say he doesn't look right. I think what it is the older Shrek movies had like a more realistic art style, but the newer one is kind of a little bit more cartoony, and so that's why he looks a little different. So here we go. Let me send it to you real quick. All right, I just sent the picture to the CrashOut chat, but yeah, we got Shrek Sons. So yeah, man, there's been a bunch of memes and whatnot. I think there was one, like in Avatar, there was one of them, what's it called? One of the blue aliens. Hold on, let me pull it up for y'all.
You sure this ain't AI generated?
That's what people will say. Some people said the new Shrek looks like it was generated by AI. And then they're saying, why does all of Gen Z look like this? So I sent another picture. Oh snap!
Yo, Gen Z got the same hairstyles, man.
It's crazy.
They all go to the same barber.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Give me the number one, the only one. Yeah, I want that design.
That's crazy.
But yo, I'm excited for the week because I really like Puss in Boots 2 was like a hidden gem. That movie ended up being way better than people probably thought it was. Definitely one of my top animated movies. So if they go hard in Shrek 5 as they did with Puss in Boots 2, it's going this people might not like the design, but it's gonna be a great movie.
I hear the Puss in Boots movie are great. I've never watched one.
The second one for sure. The first one was all right, but the second one they went above and beyond, bro. They went crazy, stupid on the second movie, bro.
Damn,
So,
really?
yeah, bro.
Oh my God,
But yeah, so
check that out.
For all my ogre fans, you know what I'm saying? We got some Shrek 5 coming. But in other news, speaking of who also is getting a graphical update, Dead by Daylight is getting a whole graphical overhaul in 2027. They've been adding a bunch of new killers and survivors and stuff. And I guess with the addition, they want to modernize, make it look a little bit clean because it was looking a little outdated. And I think this is definitely going to be a great change for the game. But I know they did like a trailer. Now this won't happen for like a year, but let's check out to see some of the differences. Let me see if I can find the video.
I found a video just now that Angel can pull up. It's from a different channel. Hopefully we don't get a strike from them.
You know you can get a strike from that channel too, right?
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Hopefully we don't get a strike from them.
I mean, some of these channels literally be bringing up footage
Exactly.
from other sources, so it's not their original footage anyway. But yeah, my Dead by Daylight. Yeah, here we go.
It looked good though. I'm not gonna lie. It looked very good watching it over.
Yeah, man. I'm not gonna lie, man.
I will say though, Claudette could look a lot better.
Nah, I actually agree. I do think she could have looked a little bit better too.
Of course, it is the one.
Which one is
color?
Oh, the one with the glasses.
Yep.
Yeah, they got her skin looking weird. Like they don't know. Like the first black chick was, they did her fine, but I don't know. Like they got her a weird color brown and something. It's like monotone. They gonna have to work on the shading or something, cause everybody else look definitely good though.
Mm-hmm. It's so funny because like DVD's graphics is actually kind of buns.
Yep. So this is a huge improvement.
Yeah, it's actually going to be more horrifying. You get to see the agony on the facial expressions.
Yeah, when they get hooked,
and...
I like that. People were saying this was AI though. That's the funny part.
Bro, people are slot brain. They just think anything that has good at graphical update is AI.
It's AI,
like,
yeah.
It's cringe.
You know what can have an improvement in this game that we didn't see from this graphical update is hair physics. The entire time she was on that hook, Kate's hair didn't really move at all. It was just static.
Yeah, that's one thing. Another thing, like the hair for the characters, it almost feel like it's stuck on them.
Yeah, like it's a wig.
Yeah, like
that's a hard wig.
The hair is very stiff.
So it breaks the immersion. Like everything else is perfect in that scene, but then when you look at the hair, it's like
damn, BBD is literally getting a massive overhaul in graphics, bro.
Yeah.
And that's another reason why you should hop on, Angel.
Oh man, I might hop on this. This shit looks beautiful.
Now,
yo, did I hear this right? Did I hear this right? Is Scooby Doo also being in the game too?
Yeah, he's coming to the game. He's being leaked to come to the game. But Glenn from The Walking Dead is coming to the game as well. He was leaked for that.
And
yeah, I don't give a fuck about The Walking Dead, but Scooby Doo was my shit. Scooby Doo was my shit.
He's gonna be in the game as well.
That was one of the killers I wanted, Art the Clown. So I am very happy about that. I think he comes in November.
Yeah, he does. I do want to see Candyman though.
I think Candyman would be hella dope.
Also, while we're on the topic,
they got the dynamic weather in here. It looks like.
Yep. While we're on the topic, and while we're still on DBD, might as well show the new map that they're gonna add. It's a shopping mall. I sent the link to the group chat. For those of you who have played Left 4 Dead, tell me this ain't Dead Center, the shopping mall from Left 4 Dead. So it has me thinking they're gonna add more Left 4 Dead content to the game, which would be interesting, to be honest.
You think it's like actually the Left 4 Dead map?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it like confirmed?
It's not confirmed, but I played a lot of Left 4 Dead, and that mall was one of my favorite maps. And trust me when I say it looks almost 1-to-1. Okay. I mean, yeah, it could just be a random mall that they made, but why does it have to look like Dead Center?
Yo, what's good, Cookie Queen? She said, y'all late. Yes, we are.
Hey, what's up, Jessica?
I've been to many malls, but shit, they don't all look the same.
That's true. I'm looking forward to it though.
They also announced that they're gonna be making a movie, Dead by Daylight. So that's gonna be interesting too.
How the fuck would that work out?
I mean, I think that was kind of announced for a while though.
How do you make a Dead by Daylight movie when they use characters from other movies?
They have.
I guess they'd have to use their original killers.
They have original killers and characters.
Yeah, they're gonna have to use their original killers and survivors for that. I think they can. I don't think they can use. Well, they probably could use Trapper, but if I had to think of an original killer that would make, honestly, if they're gonna use an original killer, I would use the nurse.
I think they should use a combination of the original killers.
This definitely gives me Left 4 Dead vibes.
Yep. I'm telling you, man.
But it is good that they're still working on a movie, so that's good. But yeah, man, I ain't gonna lie, Angel. Now's a good time for you to get into it, because when they
now
add
that
all
Jason's
this
dropped
stuff,
to the game, you know me people playing this shit right now.
You could get your character, build them up.
Hey, he was talking about maybe get another game to stream. Shit.
Yep.
Hey,
then again,
it's a great streaming game.
It is. There's a comp scene, and you know, if you're looking for the misses, you might find they're playing Left 4 Dead. I mean, not well. He could be playing Left 4 Dead, but Dead by Daylight.
This is a very exciting update. And low key with the
You want to know what the player count is right now?
Man, Sammy Love.
I heard that shit. I heard that
Yeah,
shit
it's
was
over
like,
100K.
yeah, I heard. I don't know if this is true, but I heard that it like beat its like highest
It's peak before.
amount.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is like the most people that's been on the game,
So it's
which
the best time to
means
play,
you could
Angel.
actually find fucking games now,
Let's go.
or find lobbies faster, I should say.
Yeah. You wouldn't have trouble finding games, especially as a survivor. But if you was playing killer, there was a bit of a wait time. Now, I feel like killer matches are half the time. Before you queue up, it'll tell you on the bottom, queued in for like 20, 30 minutes. Now it says when you queue up, it's like 12 minutes.
20
16
minutes.
Yep. So the queue time
Dang.
got cut in half with this
What the
Jason
heck?
update.
That's a lot. People complain about Overwatch because like in Overwatch, if you want to play damage or a duelist or whatever, wait 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 minutes. You talking about people 20 minutes? 1/3 of
As
an
a killer,
hour
yep.
just to play a killer for one match.
But you can
That's
load in
insane.
instantly almost as a survivor. Like you probably wait 1 minute, 2 minutes max. But as a survivor, but as a killer, whoo.
Damn.
Yep.
Well,
That should
speaking
tell
of,
you guys, work on the killer side because right now the game is not balanced for killers. It's geared towards survivors.
well, speaking of, Sammy said, you can find your lady. I've always been a big fan of Jasmine, but apparently Street Fighters, they not adding Jasmine, but they adding Yasmin. And so there's a game between them. So, what I'm saying? Shoot, let's check it out and see what this new fighter is looking like. I think she might be big in what's it called, the pro scene.
Is this
Yeah,
like the first character of like the couple that they're dropping?
I don't know. I think since they closed down the War Tour, this is the first character since they're no longer updating the War Tour.
Okay, because I know Tifa's supposed to come out at some point.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people are hyped for that. But yeah, man, I do think all the characters look cool from what I've seen at the announcement. Cause I think they
Yeah, no, I like the style. Her fight
Mhm.
style is kind of it's saucy. It's the thing. She look like think about it. That's cool because you can create your own character in there. So pretty much means that your character will be able to do all of these moves and stuff. But dude, yeah, the character's been cool. They've added a lot. Kuma. I think they added like a boss, like the first character you play, or he's like on your team in the little war tour. He's not like a playable character when you first get the game, but they added him to the game. Dude, these level 2s, level 3, bruh. I like her design too. Her hair.
And do you play Street Fighter, Caleb?
Yeah, I do. I just took a break on that. I created a character. I used to do like what's it called, matches in like the big lobby, and everybody got their custom character. I'll be over here whooping people. But I mean, I just took a break on it. That game's super competitive. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. But I play it. I need to get back to it. I need to get back on it. Yeah, they been adding all these characters.
Do
I
any
might
of
have
these
to.
characters? Yeah, do any of these characters might entice you?
Yeah, Yasmin, look at this. Definitely, I can see myself playing.
Caleb is the gooner, man. He saw them jizzle physics on Yasmin.
The
He's like,
Gooner Goat?
yeah.
Hell no, don't put
Gooner
that
God.
on me. Hell no. See, I played Stellar Blade one time and nigga violate.
Nah, man, but
Jasmine is
I've
crazy.
from I think the character looks hella dope. I really like the combos. I like the design.
Don't drop the
It's a Street
combo,
Fighter.
Yasmin.
Yeah, don't drop it. But yeah, that is Yasmin. Yep.
I'm glad that Street Fighter is getting the shine right now that it deserves. Obviously, it's one of the grandfathers of fighters, but the genre itself is kind of stale at this moment. There's only like really two fighters that are on the face or forefront of the genre, which is one Street Fighter and then the other one being Tekken. There used to be a whole ton of fighting games, but a lot of them fell by the wayside along the way. More so recently, Mortal Kombat. Hopefully, they go back to their roots in the next game that they come out with. But as of right now, there's only two real main fighters. Just like how we had the racing genre kind of in a drought, and now we're seeing a resurgence. Hopefully, we see a resurgence with the fighter games, and I think
There's a lot
it
of
helps with
fighting
Virtual
games.
Fighter 5 coming back.
They got like what's it called? Dragon Ball Fighters. They got Avatar Fighter coming out. There's Invincible versus. There's a lot of fighters. It's just oversaturated.
There's a lot of fighters, but they don't hold retention. Like fighters is like the trend of the day kind of fighting game. Like, oh, this is the big fighting game right now. Okay, we'll play it. And then when everybody's had their fill, they hop back on Street Fighter or Tekken.
But fighters have them games be having the biggest tournaments. You know what I'm saying?
They do.
So.
They do. So I need to see more from that genre. More games with staying power. Instead
Dragon
of
Ball Z fighters have staying power.
You think so?
I feel like yeah, bro. They stay adding content on that one, and they stay having tournaments and stuff, big events. So then again, it's Dragon Ball. People love the Dragon Ball.
That's also true. I think that helps that franchise out a lot.
But yeah, speaking of fighters, let's see. Do we want
to? You can play as a fighter in Dragon's Dogma, if that's what you're talking about. So we did briefly cover this in the last podcast, but we got a trailer to show, and then based on my knowledge, it's just speculation what I think is gonna happen with the DLC. But based on my knowledge from playing the first game, I can kind of give a quick rundown on what to expect with this DLC. So I did drop the trailer in the group chat, Angel. Yeah, Capcom did right by me with this, because if they didn't drop a Dark Arisen DLC like they did for the first game, they would have, I think, fumbled the franchise or fumbled this game.
Capcom did make Dragon's Dogma, right?
Yep.
Right, man.
That's why I was joking in the beginning. I was like, why they drop Dragon's Dogma like it was a tech demo showcasing what Monster Hunter is going to look like?
Capcom probably gonna be like fucking studio of the year, man.
Yep. I think they could win Publisher of the Year.
Yeah, they released too many bangers. When does the Dragon Dogma 2 DLC come out?
October.
Damn, this year?
Yep,
yeah,
just before GTA.
Sure. They had too much good shit that came out or is coming out this year.
I remember in the GOAT OST tournament, y'all was laughing at the Dragon's Dogma music. You ain't laughing now.
That depends on what music you played. Maybe you've played some.
Yeah, because it was one song per game, so yeah, it could have been some toilet music, and there could have been some better songs. I don't remember, but
I will say, based on the trailer, I am hyped. Then again, I am biased, so don't take my word. But what do you guys think?
I think it looks good, man.
I've been in the Dragon Dogma. I made me a lioness. I made myself, for whatever reason, I put myself in the game as a pawn. Maybe I need to change that to a character, but
You might have to change that to a character. They might be abusing you in the game, bro.
Yeah, bro, I don't know if I want to get done dirty.
Caleb, let me throw this man off a cliff.
Yeah,
then when you start the game and then you choose your pawn, your pawn's gonna start saying shit to you like, "Oh, watch out for that cliff. Watch out for this," because that person that used you threw you all over the place, and now it's alerting you of all these dangers.
Hey, it's good to know this content because shoot, I haven't even started, so I know when I get that thing sometimes about starting games late because whenever they add DLC or content, and it's like when you finally play the game, it's almost like you just got like so much, like just way more content. It just feels like a very big fulfilled game when
It
you
does.
start late. Like,
and if you definitely want to play 2 in the DLC, Kayla, I recommend playing the first game. It's always on sale for like $5 Canadian, like the full game with the DLC. So it's probably like even cheaper in USD. You too, Nano. I definitely recommend it for you as well. It's not as long as Crimson Desert, so 100 hours is what you can expect from that game.
So here's the only thing that I'm worried about. One of the biggest critiques that I've heard from a lot of people that played Crimson Desert, or not Crimson Desert, Dragon's Dogma 2, is they said one of the weakest parts of the game is the lack of enemy variety. So that means they were
which one? One or two?
Two.
Okay.
When you would play through the game, you would kind of see the same enemies, and they didn't really do a whole bunch to change up too much. So by the time you were at endgame, you were like super OD strong, and you was just shitting on everything, and there wasn't really anything kind of towards like when you were in the later half of the game, or when you're really strong at the end, there wasn't really nothing to really challenge you, and you kind of seen everything. So, and I've heard that complaint from like a decent amount of people that were talking about the game and whatnot. So for me, that's actually a pretty big thing because I like when there's a lot of variety in my enemies.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because that is the same reason why when the game dropped and I got it pretty much day one, I didn't actually play it. I still till this day I still haven't played it. I still haven't played the sequel, only because I've been waiting on Dark Arisen, the DLC, because I played the first game, and I didn't play the first game when it first came out. I was playing Skyrim. A lot of people were. That's why that game got slept on for a minute. But then when I hopped into Dragon's Dogma, I bought the complete game with the Dark Arisen DLC. So for me, I never experienced a shortage of enemy types, and the difficulty really jumped when I got to the end game, and I was like, oh shit, why are these guys one-shotting me? So when I heard people reviewing Dragon's Dogma 2 and they were saying they got to the end game but didn't feel like an end game, I was like, well, maybe that makes sense, because when you play Dragon's Dogma the first game and you got to the end game, that was an end game. Like, you had to really make your build efficient, or you weren't coming out alive going to Bitter Black Isle. Like, you were dying left and right to bosses if you didn't know what you were doing. So when guys were telling me they were having an easy time with the game, I'm like, that ain't Dragon's Dogma. This is a Souls-like light game. Like, there's Souls elements and there's also Monster Hunter elements, but the Souls elements that they did grab were the difficulty in fights. So if you're telling me you're having an easy time, then this game didn't release in the state it needed to be released in. And I think with the Dark Arisen DLC coming back to the sequel game means that the difficulty spike is going to be crazy. So this is a good time to segue into what I think this DLC is going to be like. So if it's anything like the first game, there's going to be a new area in the map, which they showcased, the northern region. Obviously, I haven't played the game, but from the trailer we saw, they said the northern region being introduced to the game. So that is, from my understanding, seeing that is their version of Bitter Black Isles from Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen 1. And whatever bosses you fight in that region are going to have the highest difficulty in terms of challenging your skill play and challenging the build that you have. So when you got to the end game in the first game, a lot of builds, well, let me not say a lot of builds. The builds that really struggled in the end game were mainly melee focused builds. Some could get away with certain things if it was a hybrid class, but a lot of melee builds suffered from the end game because a lot of the bosses could one-shot you, and if you had nothing that could like peel or poke from a distance and then close when you have a stunned boss, then you were kind of screwed. You have to depend on your pawns, and that isn't always a solid plan because sometimes even pawns can get one shot because, like I said, based on your lived-in experiences in the game, your pawns also learn from experiences. So if those pawns that you have are inexperienced, when you go into boss fights, they might do dumb things. They might run up straight to the boss and die immediately. Why? Because their owner did that, and then they died with their pawns, so they don't know how to fight the boss efficiently. So there's going to be certain builds that you enjoyed and you thought was OP in the base game, but then when this DLC drops, they're not going to be viable. We saw that with the two-handed class in the first game. It might be the same thing with the spear class in this game, which I heard is supposed to be like the new Mystic Knight, even though it's not Mystic Knight. They said there was new skills that's added to the game. The same thing happened with the last DLC. I also believe they added from the first game a class, but it doesn't look like they added a class. I could be wrong. All of this could be announced maybe like end of summer, just before release. So who knows? But my expectations from this DLC is that it's going to change the difficulty in the game. So for those of you who found it easy or thought this was a cakewalk, once you get to the end game, it should not feel like that. It'll feel like you're playing a Souls-like. Does that answer or does that make you satisfied with the game, Nano?
I'm taking a wait and see approach. When it comes out, I'm just gonna see what people are saying about it.
Fair enough.
But you know,
I do have a question for you as well, because you played Monster Hunter, and like I said, there's a lot of similarities between Monster Hunter and Dragon's Dogma. Is this a game you see yourself playing?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind playing it. I mean, my home, I know Pro played it, and I got another homie that also played it as well. So, and they enjoyed the game. It's just, and I actually planned on getting this game when it was coming out. I just waited to see what everybody was gonna say. But yeah, it's I wouldn't mind playing the game. If I hear great things about the DLC and they fixed the problem, I could definitely get into it.
Well, then if that's the case, I do recommend both of y'all play the first game, because that one is something you're going to enjoy. So then while you wait for the DLC for the second game to drop, you're going to be overly hyped because Now you're gonna know what to expect coming into the second installment in the series.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
eventually because there's so many games coming out, man. You know, just trying to find time for it all. But no, definitely at some point. Yeah, that's definitely something that I'm planning on.
And like I said, it's always on sale. Like you can always find that shit for like $5.
Well, nah, bro, it ain't on sale right now. $29.99 on
Probably
PlayStation.
not, but every time there's a big sale, look out for that game because that game usually is always on sale. I see it in there from time to time.
Y'all put on the wish list. Now, let's say I play just 2. You think I'll be fine?
Well, the devs did say that you could play 2 and be fine without playing the first game. So there's always that. So like it's not really connecting the games themselves, which I didn't think was a bad thing. I guess they were telling a different story. And based on, I don't want to say too much because it might be spoiling, but based on how events turned in the first game, it's kind of lore accurate, if that makes sense.
Okay, so it could be some Fire Force type stuff. Okay, I know in that game, or not that game, that anime, the events of Fire Force basically create the events of Black Clover. Not Black Clover. Yeah, maybe that's
Soul Eater, something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think the DLC. So one thing I am looking forward to the DLC is I believe they probably heard a lot, some of the critiques, and I think they're probably gonna I think the DLC is gonna
solve some of those issues.
Yeah, it's gonna they're gonna learn from DG2 or Dragon's Dogma 2, and the DLC is gonna be even better. So I am looking forward to it.
I just hope success comes to this DLC release and the game sees a new revitalization, because the one thing I do want to see one day is like if they do a part 3, have it with co-op. I get it, we can use pawns, but a Dragon's Dogma with co-op would be crazy. It don't even have to be 4 people. It could be 2 or just like one other person. But like co-op with like 2 Arisens on the battlefield together. Ooh. Which was my biggest wish for the sequel, but obviously it didn't release with co-op. So if they do a part 3 and there's co-op, that'll be crazy.
I agree. I think so too.
I mean, if they could do a Monster Hunter, I don't see why they couldn't do it with this game.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, co-op been in Monster Hunter forever though, so
Even though like the first game that came out?
I think so.
Damn.
So, that's just gonna be something that the developers have to implement and balance the game around, which is gonna come with new challenges, but I definitely think it will add a lot more depth to the game. But that's just my opinion. They could still have the pawn system and whatnot.
Yeah. Like I said, if you do co-op and it's just 2 people, like 2 Arisens and not 4 or 3, like based on how many Arisens are on the party, you have like the same amount of pawns. So if there's me and you, Nano, playing, or me and Caleb playing, there's only going to be 2 pawns in our party. If it's all 3 of us playing, we're only going to have 1 NPC in our party, if that makes sense. And if there's all 4 of us, then obviously no pawns, because that'd be broken. 8 people? God damn.
Sure.
But Nano, I hear you got some news for us, attaining or retaining Avatar? What's going on? Sorry, pertaining. God damn, I can't talk today.
Yeah, so I know one of the things we talked about is the fact that we thought that the RPG for Airbender, for Avatar: The Last Airbender was canceled.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, that's not the case, or that wasn't like the whole truth.
Okay, because I remember last week seeing the news that they came out and upset. Like Paramount actually came out and said that's just gone. Like it's done. Like they broke a couple news, some for the studios with the Warner Brothers issue, and then some for some other games like The Last Ronin, and then they broke the news saying the Avatar game got canceled. So what happened there? Was it like was it I don't know, misleading? Was information false? What happened here, man?
From what the director or the assistant director said, apparently that was like misinformation. And he said what ended up happening is that I think that company ended up suffering some setbacks, but he said the game is still gonna be like in development and whatnot.
Wait, Paramount suffered setbacks, or the studio that's making this game suffered setbacks?
I think it was the studio making this game.
Who's making this game?
Hold on.
Do we know the studio?
I put the article. The article is in the chat. So, hold on. I could just read it.
Yeah.
So it says, because the guy who was working on this game, he made a post about it. And
Saber Interactive and Paramount Game Studios.
yeah.
And apparently the setting was planned to be set roughly 7,000 years before Aang's time. Damn. 7,000? What the hell? Which Avatar would have that been then? It was going to be called Ice Wars.
Know. But
or it's going to be called Ice Wars. I don't know what's happening with this game.
But it says Paramount and Saber Interactive announced the Avatar game back in 2024. Instead of incorporating established characters like Aang and Korra, the action RPG was planned to feature a new story with players assuming the role of a never-before-seen avatar. Its story was set thousands of years in the past in an unexplored area. Paramount said at the time, letting players be immersed in a vibrant world, master all four elements, and engage in dynamic combat alongside companions. However, despite confirmation from Sean Kittleson, Senior Vice President and Head of Creative and Production at Paramount Game Studio, that the game was canned, Avatar series co-creator Brian Konietzko says otherwise. And I believe he posted something on Instagram about it, and he said, here is the back cover inside spread from the Avatar: The Last Airbender Book 3 soundtrack. This is my favorite piece from the vinyl series. Illustration by me using the awesome Avatar Studio Zuko pose. Fire Nation Palace production designed by Jevin Blue and production BG painted by Brian Evans. This doubles as an illustration of me behind the scenes every day, working on new Avatar content, fighting for the Avatar franchise, dealing with messes left over by thieves, not always at liberty to air out business, and by grievances on social media. I wonder if he's referring to what happened with the movie. Despite what anyone without actual knowledge may be chirping about, that big video game, the premise of which I came up with, wasn't canceled. Did it experience a big setback? Yep. These things are not easy. None of this is. Will it ever happen? Hopefully. Will it be better because of the reset? If I have anything to do with it, most definitely. Is that all frustrating for you and me? Yep. But if you can ignore the chatter and hang in there a bit longer, we'll have lots of official news to share soon. Hope to see you at San Diego Comic-Con, friends.
That's a lot to unpack. One thing that came to my mind hearing that, I'm not gonna lie, it sounds like that studio was in development hell for the last 2 years, and Paramount was like, nope. And the guy that had the idea behind the game, or at least his studio, is taking it elsewhere. I don't know how you're gonna take it elsewhere because Paramount owns the IP, Nickelodeon, but I don't know if this game is even going to be made. It doesn't sound too promising. He said, "I hope so." In one part that you mentioned, so it doesn't even sound confident like it's going to come out.
Might be another situation like something else we're gonna talk about later on, but it could be that they are just looking for another company to pick up the game.
You know what? Now that you mentioned that, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with you, Caleb. That does sound like it makes a lot of sense in that aspect now that I think about it. I wasn't thinking about it like that before, but that makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Nano?
I think that could be the case as well. I mean, I think it would be cool if it came out, but you know.
I'm gonna just say this, bro. This game needs to come out, not to save the franchise, because the franchise is just fine, but this game needs to come out because there is no good Avatar: The Last Airbender game in existence.
I mean, you do got the fighting game that's coming out.
That's the only game that's gonna be good.
The Last Airbender.
Look how many games they've made, bro. And they're all look, bro. They're all shovelware, bro.
The last Airbender game I played was on a 360, and the only reason why I got it was because I could have got a 1,000 gamer score by in like 20 minutes of playing the game.
I know the exact game you're talking about.
You know exactly what I'm talking about, right?
you can do it in the first 5 minutes of the game.
Yes,
but I played the game anyways, just because I was like, it's Avatar. I'll just play it. I like the story.
What's wrong with Legend of Korra game?
Okay, Legend of Korra. She had hands in that game. Platinum Games made that, by the way, but that game got delisted. So that game could even really have a cult following or nothing. So that game can't even be played now.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So that was the only decent fighting Avatar game we had, like open world. Was it even open world? I'm not sure, but the only decent Avatar game we really had like that, and they delisted it, bro. Like, what?
Yeah, that's crazy.
The only Avatar games we're really gonna have are the crossover from Sonic Crossworlds and the fighting game. And even then, they only have one game. Like, how does that happen? I don't understand, bro. You can't tell me that, oh, it's too hard to develop a game like that. Bro, we got Dragon Ball Z, multiple games for Dragon Ball Z. We got Naruto, multiple games for Naruto. Like, bro, don't tell me that. We got Chinese developers making a spinoff, not a spinoff, a clone. And it looks like it's Heat. And y'all can't even get to the punch before them? It honestly reminds me of Nintendo with Pokemon and Power World. Freaking Paramount got Nickelodeon and Avatar in their bag, and they can't even produce a good Avatar game. Meanwhile, out of nowhere, the Chinese come and say, here's Avatar.
Fuck it.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Is it a gacha
I
game?
mean, I think it would be dope if it comes out.
What's a gacha game?
But
You said the Chinese made it, right?
The Chinese are making that Avatar game.
Is it gonna be
you
a
forgot
gacha
what that
game?
No. Remember that game that we were looking at and we're like, bro, this looks like Avatar. It was like a steampunk world. I forgot the name, but we showcased it on the podcast a couple episodes back, and it looked crazy. I forgot which showcase it was shown in as well.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Hold on,
My
let me see.
eyes.
I know what game you're talking about because we talked about it on the podcast. But I don't know if I just know that game's gonna be that other game that's kind of like the Avatar.
The God Slayer. That's what it's called.
Yeah, a lot of people are just gonna be saying
Playing
that's
that.
the Avatar game.
Yeah, like you can't be having that, bro. Just like how people, when Power first came out, saying that was the Pokemon game. That's when Nintendo got up in a twist. It was like, excuse me?
Yep.
Like, you don't want to be that company. I'm telling you right now. Crazy, bro. I don't understand it. Shit, the Blue Aliens got a proper game before the Last Airbender, and Last Airbender's been out before them. But yeah, I mean,
only time will tell, right?
while we're on the topic, might as well get into it. I know Caleb mentioned it earlier, but you know, what do you think is gonna happen with all the talks of Paramount talking about they might spin off or sell Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon?
I mean, I don't know. I don't really know how to feel about that.
That's a lot of IPs, man.
Is there a reason why they're trying to sell it? Like,
I think it's because of monopoly issues. Like,
yeah, you on Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network at the same time. That's kind of crazy.
Yep. Plus all the, the DC IP, like the comics and stuff like that, and how some of them are obviously cartoons. Like, that's a lot of that's a big chunk of the market in terms of animation.
And who will you sell it to? Because
That's a good question.
You go to Netflix. Netflix is like a fucking monopoly already too.
Nah, don't give it to Netflix. I don't trust them with that kind of IP. But like I said about Warner Brothers being bought, I did say one company I trust with the IP to try and do them justice is Universal. You can never go wrong with Universal, because even if the movies come out and they don't hit, they keep trying, bro. Look how many times they released Godzilla. Look how many times they released King Kong, bro. Look how many times they released Transformers, and Transformers hasn't been hitting since the second movie. But they didn't stop because they said, hey, it's our IP. Look how many times they've been doing Fast and Furious, and it hasn't been good since like the 5th movie. Like, they keep going because they love their IP, they care about their IP, and they always give their IPs a chance.
Are people watching Cartoon Network like that though?
We did.
Yeah, but I'm talking about now.
Probably not.
Boomer,
But like, what's really coming out right now that's a hit that we had? I don't know, no new cartoons like that are hits.
Uncle Grandpa.
Wow, them motherfuckers.
Who?
What
Uncle
the-
Grandpa.
Oh hell no! I don't know.
You
that
never heard of
shit.
Uncle Grandpa before?
Nah, that don't even sound like it's a hit.
Hey man, that's a cult favorite, man. That's why they got that in Adventure Time regular show.
But Adventure Time, low key, we can claim that.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's in the vault too. I mean, they got new shows. I think we were out of it. It's just kids, they watch whatever they got now. I think.
Okay, so one thing I could see where they can kind of benefit from having all, like, if Universal had all that, does Universal have their own streaming platform? I don't think they do.
No.
So if Universal comes out with Universal Studios comes out with like a Universal World kind of app or some shit like that, like they can put all the cartoons on that, and they can come up with new cartoons and put them on that. They can put all their movies on that, obviously, and other shows and whatnot. But if they come out with an app, it's a wrap. They'll have a stranglehold on the cartoon sector, the animation sector.
Cartoons. I mean, think about cartoons now. They're not as big as they used to be because people are now watching anime. You got Crunchyroll. You got other anime sites. Like a lot of kids, they be watching Jujutsu Kaisen. We watch stuff where that's not on the TV.
Yo, that's facts. Anime's the new wave. Like I
mean,
truthfully think anime's the new wave.
It's a version of our cartoons, but back then we had cartoons and anime. But I think
No, we didn't.
we did.
Cartoons.
No, we had cartoons and anime.
I mean, there was some good old school anime. Don't get it twisted. You got the Dragon Ball Z, the Sailor Moons, the Inuyashas, the Yu Yu Hakusho's.
But they repackaged the anime, made it in like cartoony. They changed the voice acting. They censored certain things in the anime to make it more in line with cartoons. So they kind of watered down a lot of the anime. Because I mean, growing up, I think Pokemon, that's technically an anime, but I just saw that it was blended. It was
anime.
It was blended in with all the other Saturday morning.
Okay, so I'll say this. So the thing is like back then we had cartoon, we had Nickelodeon, we had Disney and stuff like that. Now we did have anime. But let's be real, the anime that we had back then, right now we have like a million more times the anime at our disposal.
Yeah, but Nano, that's also due to the fact that
you can access Crunchyroll at the same time.
We didn't have that same kind of access back then that we do now.
Yeah, we have the internet.
We fed anime from the East. Yeah. Now we have anime in our palm of our hands.
But that's exactly why more people, more kids are consuming a lot more anime.
There's easy access.
Yeah, and I have to. My parents have to have a cable subscription in order to have Nickelodeon and the Cartoon Network, and then I can watch the cartoons.
Yeah. But look at this. But that's what I'm saying. If Universal comes out with an app, and they're the ones that buy, Cartoon Network, and they got Nickelodeon, it's a wrap because they'll have the cartoons to themselves, and if they want to get anime on their platform, they could get it. Netflix has it. Netflix is the #1 anime streaming service.
Netflix? No way.
Yes.
Better than Crunchyroll?
Yes.
Make that make sense.
They have been adding a lot more anime because they know it's profitable and they have exclusive anime.
Here's the thing. So I think I heard the same thing. And the reason why, Angel, is because Netflix has more users than Crunchyroll.
Because Netflix has everything else. I mean, you can't really compare them to that because Netflix has other shit than anime.
Yeah.
And from what I heard, they don't even have Bleach on there.
So here's the thing.
Or is it One Piece?
You can compare it because at the end of the day, Netflix is still a competitor.
There's a lot of people who watch Dragon Ball or One Piece or Naruto on Netflix, and even if it isn't up to date like Crunchyroll, they watch the dub and stuff. Like I think Naruto's up to date, but One Piece.
See, but I feel like if you're an anime like watcher, you're gonna watch Crunchyroll over Netflix.
But some people, if they only want to pay for one subscription,
at this point, I don't even see the reason because Netflix is going out of their way to get some animes exclusive. Netflix is the only place you can watch the Black Clover movie.
I'll put it this way, honestly. If you don't care about like kind of like less popular anime and all you care about is Dragon Ball, One Piece, and Naruto, or you can watch that on Netflix. You don't need a Crunchyroll subscription like high key. So I mean,
and remember, Netflix has stuff like the One Piece movie.
Yep.
The live action.
Yep.
Yeah, the live action TV
that
series
makes people watch One Piece on Netflix and stuff.
But I also heard they don't have one of the big threes on Crunchyroll. I think it's either Bleach or One Piece. When I heard that, I was like,
no, they have One Piece. They have
so it's Bleach then. Like that's crazy. How do you not have Bleach on the platform?
No, I think Bleach is on Crunchyroll as well.
You talking about Netflix?
Oh, it's about Netflix.
Nah, I thought he was
No, it's
talking about
Crunchyroll.
What?
So that's why I thought when I heard that, that's when I thought,
they
okay,
got
why Netflix is probably have the biggest
They got it.
anime viewers.
I mean,
They
with
used
Netflix,
to
you get the
have
Netflix
Bleach.
exclusives outside of anime, and
Hold on,
you
you
get
said
anime.
they used to, so they don't.
Oh, they got rid of it.
Oh no, it
They
says
have-
Crunchyroll has all the big three
Yeah,
anime.
they got it.
Okay.
Because
Yeah, I mean, that's really.
I watch Bleach on Crunchyroll.
I don't know who they
So, yeah,
sell
they
into,
have it.
but
But here's the thing: Netflix.
Is competing.
There was a statistic that said that over 50% of Netflix users watch anime, and
That's a lot. How many people are subscribed to Netflix right now?
Shit, hold on, let's look that up.
Like 100 million, right?
But yeah, I mean, that's essentially why on Cartoon Network aren't as popular.
My God, over 325 million worldwide. And you said half?
Over half.
Bro. That's at least 150 million people
That's
watching anime.
that's a lot of fucking people, man.
Yeah.
It is.
That's multiple countries. That's more people that's more people in Canada. Take that in.
Yep.
That just means that's why Netflix is doing all this, man. They got the fucking user base, bro.
Dude, if you're a streaming service, you have to tap into the anime bag, bro. It's too big and it's
Okay, so hold on.
More popular.
Knowing this fact, then, are you confident in Netflix owning Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon? I mean, technically, no, hold on.
I feel like
they already got Avatar, so technically they're already in their Nickelodeon bag.
Yeah,
I don't care who owns them. To be honest, I don't have.
I mean, if it means we get more live actions of Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network shows, I would be down with Netflix getting it. You mean like a live action Rocket Power? Come on now, that shit would be crazy.
Rugrats too.
Live or the Wild Thornberries, like come on, or Codename Kids Next Door.
Yo, my Kid Next Door. Yo,
that would be fun.
Number one.
I mean, I guess I just feel like Netflix gonna keep steadily increasing their price. That's the only thing I'm worried about.
Yeah, I mean, if they're gonna pull out bangers like Avatar and fucking One Piece, I mean,
I've been saying for a while that these subscription services are coming out like cable packages. Subscription services is the new cable at this point.
Essentially, remember when subscription services was made to cut the cord?
Yes, that was the case. And now streaming services
they caught on to it. They're like, all right, you want to save on cable? Let's go ahead and increase our prices. Now, technically, it's cheaper for you to just use cable than it is all these streaming services. That's crazy.
That is true.
You got to pick and choose, essentially.
If we be honest, the streaming services have what you want to watch, though.
Yep.
Well, that's why you got to get multiple. That's what I'm saying.
And remember, cable wasn't on demand. I know that some cable service, they offered like an on-demand feature where you can watch certain things on demand. But like when you watch cable, you're at their mercy of when they want to show different things, when different things air. Yep. You can't just watch whatever you want.
That's ass.
Yep.
Shit, man.
You miss an episode, guess what? You can't watch back the episode you missed.
Unless you DVR it, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And that was a big thing, DVR.
Yeah, that was a big thing. Man, technology's changed.
Technology's changed, but for the good. But right now, I'm trying to think who could own these IP. And I think, when I think about it this way, maybe Netflix isn't so bad. If Netflix took over Nickelodeon, I could see that working. I don't know about Cartoon Network.
Why is Paramount selling them? Couldn't they just keep all of them?
I think it's because of the monopoly talks. If they
they could give up
on all that. If they own all that, it's not looking
Warner
good.
Brothers.
Yeah, it's not looking good, bro.
Well, I don't know.
The only thing they wouldn't own is Disney. You know what I mean? Like, because Universal is the one that owns what's it called? Pixar, right? Or Shrek and all that shit? No, Pixar's with Disney, right?
No. Pixar is Disney. DreamWorks is
You-
the other
Yeah,
one.
DreamWorks. So if they
Them
already
are
own
movie.
if they already own DreamWorks, and then they're gonna own Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, and DC, bro, that's a monopoly. The only thing you don't control is Pixar and Disney. That's a small chunk in the pie. Think about that.
Ah, shit, they might end up owning all that shit.
They might.
I mean,
They might. If they were able to go to the Saudis and buy this, bro,
I don't think they're gonna sell it, bro. I think they're keeping that because it's gonna build up the.
I don't know why they would want to
their
sell it.
platform. Yeah, who's saying that they're gonna sell it, or just a speculation?
Well, these guys were speculating. The guys that talk about the acquisition. So
Yeah, they
the
speculating,
experts,
bro.
they
They
speculating, but
they
I
don't
don't
they
know.
speculate. I don't see none of that, bro. Paramount is
Yeah,
building up
Paramount probably
their streaming
wants all
service.
that stuff.
They have what's it called? A UFC, which they had like a big event just this weekend. You know what I'm saying? They need more content for their streaming service. That because they canceled a bunch of shows. So I think them having cartoons makes them more of a attractive streaming service. So I don't think they're selling
I
that
agree.
at all.
I agree with Caleb because you still want your family
Yes.
friendlies and the kids
To all
on
go
your
in one
platform.
place. If you sell that off to, let's say, Universal, and they don't got an app, that's kids or millions of kids you just lost,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
families you just lost. But I just looked up the subscribers by services, and this is the top 10. So Netflix obviously at 325 million, Amazon at 200 million. Warner Brothers is actually in third place with 140 to 155 million subscribers. Disney Plus is in fourth with 131 million subscribers, but it says up to 196 when you bundle it in with Hulu. But let's just say 131 for now because Hulu's on the list as well. Tencent Video is only in China, but they got about 114 to 120 million. YouTube Premium, 125 million users. The hell? Why you guys subscribing to that? Paramount Plus, 80 million. Hulu, 60
No ads
to 79
and then
million.
movies.
Apple TV, 40 to 45 million. Peacock, 30 to 35 million. So if Paramount's 7 on this list and Warner Brothers is third on this list, when you consolidate them both, you're going to have well over 200 million. You're going to pass Amazon. Keep all that shit together, because if you give it to the competition, they're going to come in with already a foundation. We just saw in this top 10 list, there's no Universal. If Universal makes an app today, you know how many people are going to come back just because of nostalgia?
Yep.
So if you want to kill your competition from even existing, this is one way to do it. Have all the kids stuff on your platform. The only person that's going to compete with you in terms of like family friendly content is Disney. And they're going to be behind you anyways.
Uh-huh.
Maybe Netflix might find a way into that niche, but by then it'll already be too late. You already have the biggest corner on the street. You already got all of the kid-friendly content apart from the Disney stuff.
Yeah, but I don't know
So-
if kids are even watching that. Cause maybe I think adults watch those shows because we grew up with them. But the kids nowadays have no connection to some of those old
Probably
shows.
not, but let's say now, Caleb, they make movies off of these characters. Let's say they make a Rocket Power movie. Let's say they make a Hey Arnold movie. You know what I mean? Once they start doing live actions for these IPs,
hopefully.
it's gonna change things. They're gonna go and
Paramount.
Yeah.
Paramount came out with Good Burger too, so they can do that. They definitely can revitalize one of those.
If
series.
they came out with a Rugrats movie, I
mean, they've already done that.
convinced. No, a live action Rugrats movie. If they came out with a live action Rugrats movie or TV series, I am convinced that everyone that's gonna go watch that will go and watch the cartoons and see what the differences are. I definitely see them benefiting from having them. So I don't see where they can go wrong having it.
Nah,
Yeah.
I agree. Well, I think honestly, I think they're just gonna end up keeping everything. So that's what I'm going with.
Shit.
Well, some of the states already are looking to block it. I think California was one of them.
Look, until they actually
I
do it,
mean,
it's just hearsay. To be honest,
yeah, until I agree with Caleb, until they like actually are able to force it out, they probably try their hardest to hold on to it.
I mean, it looks like California might be the one because Hollywood's out there and Hollywood isn't really messing with this deal. They haven't been since day one. I don't know what they got against Paramount, but they're not vibing with it.
I mean, because if they get Warner Brothers, Nickelodeon, Cartoon, it's a lot of IPs, but if you sell off Nickelodeon and Cartoon to another company is just gonna get stronger or powerful. So I don't think all these stuff are gonna go somewhere. So I don't really know.
If I'm Paramount, I'm not looking to do this because number 2 on the list was Amazon. Amazon got that money. They'll buy whatever to keep you down. And also, I got to be worried about number 1 on the list, Netflix. You don't think Netflix would go out there and buy them?
Yep.
And then now is Netflix competing with Disney for the family content, the kid-friendly stuff?
Mm-hmm.
And they already number 1 in anime? Oh, it's a wrap, bro. Don't even compete. It's just going to be a time where Netflix looking down the list and saying, oh, number 10, Peacock, 35 million subscribers, let's buy you. It's going to be a point where they start cannibalizing each other, and then there's going to be like 3 left.
The big 3?
Yep.
I actually wouldn't mind that because it'll be
Netflix
cheaper.
gonna be like, it's just big me.
I wouldn't mind that though because I wouldn't mind only having to pay 3 subscriptions for everything.
But how expensive is that going to be?
Nah, if you consolidate everything, you can make it cheaper and still make money. You're already making so much money off of these things anyway, so you're just buying more IPs just to, maybe increase it an extra $5 or so. I mean, better than spending, $10 extra, so still saving money in the long run.
That's
and they're still getting profit in the long run. You get it?
I have to assume that out of the 325 million that are subscribed to Netflix, they're also subscribed to everything else under Netflix on that list.
No.
For the most part, I think if you're subscribed, I get it. I get that it's too much, but I have to assume that if you're subscribed to Netflix, you're most likely subscribed to Disney and Amazon, and probably HBO.
Or you unsubscribe at month over month, or you just pirate. Pirating is actually a big thing.
So
people just
Sammy does hold some credence with what he's saying because I'm subscribed to Amazon Prime, HBO, and Netflix. And
my girl's subscribed to all of that too. So I have to think that out of that pool of 325 million, most of them on Netflix, and they just double dipping into other services. So I'm thinking, like, yeah, you're gonna gain new subscribers, but at some point, if you want to break away and be number 1, you're gonna have to go head to head with Netflix that has the biggest share of the pool with 325 million. So
you need them IPs, man.
You need the IPs.
All I'll say is they tried to put ESPN and basketball games on the subscription services, and you even had NBA players on Stream East. So, like, I don't think y'all understand how big the pirating sites are. So,
I'm not doubting that the pirating sites are not big. They've been big since day one.
Be there.
Yeah, it's always going to be the number 1 source to content. However, in terms of legal content, and we're talking legal here because we don't do anything illegal, obviously, like, Netflix is probably a good stat or a good showing of how many people are actually subscribed to everything. Like, I get it. Obviously, not everyone's subscribed to every single one thing because that would be expensive. But I'm pretty sure most people are double dipping, even if it's just 2 subscription services. Angel, aren't you probably? Angel, I think you're subscribed to HBO. Because you watch
I was, but now I know somebody
I
that's
think-
subscribed to all of it, and I just get to log in.
Okay, so that's proof again. Someone subscribed to everything.
Yeah.
And Nano, and then
That
my
is
girl.
true.
So there's a lot of people double dipping. So even though it shows a lot of millions of people, they're all double dipping for the most part. Most of them, at least. So we have to
it's not
assume
it's not like everybody on every account is like only paying for that
exactly.
subscription.
So if we had to assume, I'm thinking around the ballpark area, 500 million people are subscribed to like subscription services.
That'd be a good assumption. And I think it's only gonna get more because more people are getting into
Yep.
shows and stuff like that.
I also think
anime
one thing
games.
that's holding it back too, Nano, is that I don't think everywhere you're able to subscribe to Netflix or like a Hulu or something like that. I don't even think you can subscribe to Disney in China.
Yeah, it really that's true. I know Netflix you could like there's like a lot of countries that it's compatible with,
Mm-hmm.
but I know like stuff like Amazon Prime. Like I remember I was talking to Cedric and he said they can't. I think he said they can't like watch like because I think we were talking about like basketball or something. He said he can't even watch basketball over there, and like they don't
At
got,
all?
like certain. Yeah, I don't think he could watch basketball over there.
Damn.
I'd have to double check with him, but he said something to where like he was struggling to be able to watch games.
I wonder if that is it because it was a cable thing, or is it because it's on different
It's
streaming?
just
So
not
it's
in,
China
it's just
censorship.
not in Belgium.
They don't play everything.
Damn.
They
'Cause I know
have their
some
own
people are
apps for a reason.
region locked, so they can't even see anything else. But not being able to watch something like basketball is kind of crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess ultimately for like the original topic, you know, like at least for me, I'm just, and it kind of seems like at least me and Caleb kind of feel the same that they're probably just gonna end up trying to keep all the IPs, and they're probably gonna like if they can help it, they probably don't want to sell Nickelodeon and Cartoon.
They're not gonna sell it. If Xbox can buy damn near every game studio, then I don't see why a streaming service can't buy, Nickelodeon cartoon.
I would say the same thing with Disney. If Disney is able to buy Fox, there's no reason why Paramount can't complete the deal without having to spin something off or sell something off. And especially if they just opened up Paramount Game Studios. I don't know nothing about them. They just opened up, they're brand new, but I have to think with this deal concluding, they're gonna try and make some games off of these IPs.
Yep, you got to.
Like they're already doing Ninja Turtles. What if they do with Danny Phantom? That would be
That'd be
heat.
cool.
But apart from Paramount, there's been some good news, there's been some bad news, and some clarity. I wish I could say that about Sony, PlayStation, Bungie, Destiny, and Marathon. So
Bro, we
after
still bringing up Marathon.
the free week that you could play Marathon, it looks like the doom and gloom is back because the player count is at its lowest it's ever been.
On
Which
what
I'm not
platform?
surprised. You see the majority platform. So
Since
I'm
when?
not surprised.
How do we know it's still the majority?
I don't know if it's still the majority, but since launch, it was the majority. Unless it's changed since the free week and people started buying it on consoles, I highly doubt it. Then it wouldn't be the majority anymore. But it's the lowest player count it's been since forever. Well, every week it's been lower, but it's the lowest it's been. And people are now saying it's on its last legs.
No, I mean all that money they saved from not doing anything with Destiny 2, shoot, they gonna promote the hell out.
Listen, my answer is always gonna be the same, bro. If Marathon don't get supported, I don't know about Destiny 3.
Man, I don't know. Bungie can recover from this, man.
I don't even got much to say, bro. We talk about this every week.
We do, because there's news about it every week. But damn,
My
bro,
gonna stay the same.
Yeah.
Bungie stuck between a rock and a hard place.
I do
and it look like they
remember.
don't got that much options.
I do remember someone saying, a dev from I think it was Bungie, saying, in order to keep Bungie afloat or Destiny alive, you have to support Marathon. I was like, what?
Yeah, I mean,
Hey, I want them to eventually make a Oni remake, so I might have to start supporting Marathon because I want them to go in the gutter. So eventually, one day, I want that Oni remake.
Exactly, man.
Damn. Caleb not even talking about Destiny. He's like, I want Oni. I don't even know what Oni is.
Bro, it's one of the best combat games back in the day, man.
I'm gonna have to look that up.
Yeah,
Angel, what you got to say about your brand, man? Because I don't know. You was talking about something along the lines of a civil war because PlayStation staff is fighting with Sony over Destiny. What's going on with that, man?
Damn, Sammy got ghosted.
Angel probably crying right now. This man has been in shambles ever since it got announced that they ain't doing Destiny 3.
Yep.
He did say he was going to take a phone call earlier, so I don't know if he already took it or he's taking it now.
Oh, did he say that? Oh yeah,
he did.
You're right. He did say that.
Angel said he got a new lady friend.
Are they gonna save Destiny? I don't know. It's Destiny. They stopped updating it. So yeah, it's Marathon.
That last update was the June 9th. So it's been
I think PlayStation's
a week
moving past Destiny. It had a good run. Some of these games don't last forever.
Hold on. I know Sony can't be saying they're moving past Destiny when they don't even have a single successful live service game in existence. The one game that has some success and has seen some success in the genre, and you're gonna just stop support instead of just putting all your eggs in that basket.
Oh, there he is.
My bad. Yo, so basically I watched the video Across, right? And the video covers the article that I showed you guys, right? So essentially Sony is mad as fuck. And
why are they mad?
Because they spent, what was it, $3.3 billion on Bungie? Yeah, and Marathon is going to shit. And yeah, basically 50%, from what they said, 50% of the company of Bungie is going to get laid off, which is the whole Destiny division, which will put their which will put their studio from like 800 total employees to like 425, right? So
wow.
And this is and there's been talks within like Sony like employees, and these employees might not be higher ups, but they might be like the media or like the people that does like their trailers and shit like that, and a lot of them are confused as to why Sony is not supporting Destiny 2. Like why did Sony choose to cut the cord, which confirms that it wasn't a Bungie thing, it was a Sony thing as to why D2's act. So
why would, but I'm confused then. Why would Sony, like, they've seen, obviously they were losing money from day one with Destiny, but I'm saying after each installment that they dropped, the DLCs, they've been making money.
I'll tell you why.
Negative, but you're okay.
I'll tell you why. because there's those same people also talk about Sony wants revenge for Bungie. They want revenge for spending $3.6 billion and their game as a service model is failing them pretty much. And obviously it's failing them with Marathon, but if they actually showed what they could do with Destiny, I think it would be a different story. But yeah, no, that they want revenge, and with that revenge, they're pretty much gonna eliminate 50% of their staff, which is the Destiny division, and then let Marathon trickle away because Marathon is not gonna do as good as Destiny, and then eventually, Astro Cross said the same thing. Said eventually they're just gonna shut down Bungie.
Well, that's what we didn't want, but
There's no hopes for Destiny 3 at this point. If Sony really is trying to take all revenge out on Bungie, why would they greenlight their biggest game?
That's so stupid.
Sony's on some petty shit right now.
What the? I don't know what Sony's on. Like, okay, you buy them for $3.6 billion. It's either gonna be up for you or down for you. But if you're down on your investment, doesn't mean the one thing that could kind of keep you up from that investment, you get rid of. Like, if Destiny can make money, even though I've been bleeding money with Destiny recently, why would I shut down Destiny when I know if I keep it up and I keep pumping out content and then I announce a D3, more people are going to come back to this game. Yes, I'm losing money, but I'm going to make money again. Yes, Marathon lost me money. Shut that shit down then. Instead of keeping it alive and you're bleeding even more money. So how does that even make sense? But then you're going to cut the studio in half. So then if you do want to revisit a Destiny somewhere in the future, if that happens, even though I don't think it's likely now, you don't even have the amount of personnel it takes to even make a Destiny anymore.
The fact. Yeah.
So this is just a loss. So that 3.6 they spent to buy Bungie is now a paperweight. Bungie's a paperweight, bro.
They just lost 3.6 billion. If you're really petty as a company, you're being petty and you're trying to be the revenge and talk about because you're Sony. You're literally just fucking yourselves because you're really just think about this. 50% of those Bungie people that do get laid off are probably going to go to Microsoft. And then Microsoft is the potential. And now you got to worry about Microsoft that you already got to worry about already because Microsoft is fucking destroying you guys right now. With all the news and everything, all the good news that Microsoft's been getting. Imagine acquiring 50% of Bungie's staff, ones that know how to fucking make a Destiny game and make their own version of it for Microsoft.
I didn't think about that.
For Xbox.
Listen, man.
Damn. Sony's gonna be talking about, we want revenge now.
Shit.
And then
nobody told Sony to spend.
They don't have enough personnel to make a game.
Right. Look. If Sony wants revenge, bro. If Sony wants revenge, instead of killing the company that you paid $3.6 billion for, go towards the guy that made you guys buy for $3.6 billion. The guy that oversold Bungie. Not the people that are still working there, normal people that are just developing a game that they love.
That guy is a G. He upsold something that wasn't even worth the value. That's how you do business. That's why Sony's upset. Because they starting to realize, bro, Bungie probably cost about $1 billion. What do you mean we spent 3.6 on this shit?
I just don't understand. Like the whole revenge thing. Like I feel like that's gonna just cost you more money.
Doesn't make sense.
I think it's gonna cost you more money.
Yourself? Because Bungie is a part of Sony.
You're cutting talented developers. Like you're basically destroying this company, even though the company's already going downhill. But you're just destroying it even more to the point where it's like, why did you spend $3.6 billion if you're just gonna eliminate Bungie a couple years after?
Yep.
At that point, it's just a waste.
You know what, Caleb? This game might, Destiny, the franchise might be the new DC Universe Online, bro. Yeah, they get their updates every now and then. That game's been on for like almost 20 years. Destiny gonna be on a 20-year run as well, with like 1,000 people still playing the game, or 100 people still playing the game after.
Oh, dude,
You
there's
know,
no game like Destiny. That's the thing.
yeah.
There is no
So
game
I'm
like
just saying,
Destiny.
this game Sony won't pull the plug on the servers because they can do something like DCU Online, where like maybe 1,000
But
people at most are playing the game.
hey, look, the way I see it, if Sony wants to be a petty little girl and throw a temper tantrum and get rid of a company to just show that you got the power and that you can do it, go ahead, do the stupid choice. Because I guarantee you, these developers, they're gonna go ahead and make the Destiny game we always wanted. It might obviously it's gonna be so much different because obviously it has to be a different IP. But the mechanics, the gunplay, and everything else that we know and love about Destiny is gonna be there. And that itch that we said we no longer have because D3 is not greenlight, now we found it. And if Microsoft is smart about it, it's gonna be exclusive to Xbox and PC. And then Sony can just sit there and fucking, you know, cry about it because they're the ones that caused it.
That would be a crazy case, like if
Bungie going back to
Bungie got
Microsoft.
let go, Microsoft reacquired them, and then like they are able to make Destiny 3 and it like fucking goes berserk.
Bro, that will be the
That would be
comeback of a
nuts.
century, bro. Like, you don't see comebacks like that ever.
Could you imagine
That would
Bungie
be-
staff going on their revenge arc, their villain arc, and saying, you know what? You don't want to make Destiny 3? We're leaving. We're going to Microsoft, and we're going to make a better Destiny that we've ever made, and it's going to be exclusive. Could you imagine?
Yep.
That'd be nuts.
I mean, if they go in that type of
That
arc, that would be crazy. But it would be probably one of the best stories ever of a comeback ever. You know, can you imagine like it's just Bungie finally breaks free from all the corruptedness, goes to a different company, gets to make the game they always wanted to make, and even get old developers coming back because it's the Bungie that we always knew back then, and they actually create this fucking flawless D3.
I'll say this. If Bungie makes a return to Microsoft and Xbox, the first thing that needs to happen is, you make Destiny 3, but after Destiny 3 is done, you leave like 100 people behind to make content or whatever you need to do, and you shut down Halo Studios and you go tell them, go make another Halo game for us now. Because that's the last thing I want done. Another Halo game from Halo Studios. I'm sorry.
Yeah, man. It's crazy, man, but man, just I don't know. I for Bungie's sake and the fans, you know, I do hope something ends up happening because we don't want people losing their jobs. We don't like to see developers, companies get shut down.
That's
Not
a fact.
good for the gaming economy. You know, one less studio just means it's one less company making games. And that's not what we want.
I know I've been saying there's so many games to play lately, but doesn't mean I want less.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
So,
it sucks to hear this news about Bungie and Destiny, the franchise itself. I couldn't imagine. Well, no, I can't imagine because, you know, we came from a game called Disney Speedstorm, but not really the same kind of situation they're facing. Well, actually, maybe it is after what Angel broke last week. But, you know, it seems to be like a habit of mine playing dead games or dying games. I want to break out of that. And, you know, for those that were playing Destiny since day one, I can't imagine what they're feeling, because it's almost like you grow up playing a game and then that's gone out of your childhood, out of your existence, and there's nothing you could do about it to revisit it, but like watch old videos on YouTube.
Yep.
Like, if you grew up playing RuneScape, you grew up playing World of Warcraft, if you want nostalgia, you can today, right now. Go back and play that game and relive everything you did as a kid. It's still there. It hasn't gone anywhere after 20 years. That can't be said about a lot of games. A lot of games don't make it past 6 days. Okay, let me not cap. That's just one game, but a lot of games don't make it past a year. A lot of games that are live service, sometimes for the most part, they shut down within a year. A lot of live service games don't even make it past 5 years. 5 years is a good milestone to have because games don't last for 5 years. You know, we can count on like probably both our hands how many games have made it past, 10 years, 5 years as a live service. Fortnite, PUBG, Overwatch, Destiny. Like, I'm already starting to run out of games. That says a lot about live service games or live service gaming in a nutshell. Like, it's cool when you have a game and it pops off, but does it have staying power? Do people want to keep playing your game when there's a new kid down the block that's ready to emerge and say, hey, I'm the new kid now. I'm the hottest shit in town. We saw that with Overwatch and Marvel Rivals. Overwatch had had a whole grip on the whole MOBA hero, I guess, fighting genre. I don't know what you call it. But then Overwatch had some hero shooter. Okay, there you go. They had the whole hero shooter genre on lock. And then Marvel Rivals comes out of nowhere and say, hey, no, we want to play too. Give me the ball. They get the ball and they start running. For a whole year, they took over the hero shooter genre. It took Activision and the people over at Overwatch a whole year to realize we fucking up. If we don't correct, we gonna lose. And what did they do? They said, forget Overwatch 2.0. We're going back to Overwatch 1, and we're not gonna call it Overwatch 1. It's just Overwatch. And they started listening to feedback and doing what they needed to do and should have done from day one. And now they back in the race again.
Yep. They literally admitted if it was like Marvel Rivals, that's the reason why they putting in hella work.
There you go. And this is why competition is healthy. If PlayStation, well, same company. If PlayStation really wants to be in their bag in terms of live service gaming, stop chasing trends. Work on what you have that's already given you success. Obviously, you never had a live service game, but guess what? You just inherited a live service game and it was successful. Find out and figure out why it was successful and then add on to that. You guys are the king of marketing games. Nobody can market games like you can. Nobody can also make exclusives like you can because you guys buy all the exclusives. So do what you got to do to make sure this game's a hit. Obviously, you don't have no expertise in multiplayer games, but goddamn, I know you guys can make this game big. They just have to put the work in. If they got to do a movie tie-in or a TV series tie-in to get this shit to pop off, and then they can spin off and do another game, then so be it. But do something. Don't just kill it off. You guys just got it. Didn't they buy what? They bought them in what, 2024?
Somewhere.
2023? Yeah. You guys just got them. The ink is not even dry. And you guys are already talking about killing them? What are we doing? This is your brand. Bungie is Sony.
Yep.
Like, I don't understand. It costs money, and even though you're losing money, you're gonna lose even more money because $3.6 billion down the drain. You already bought them, and on top of that, you're close to $1 billion in loss with Bungie. But then you're just gonna take the hit of $4 billion and just say that's it? Nah. Try and make that money back. Get that return in investment. I know this isn't stocks, but you kind of got to treat it like stocks. Right now, you got an unhealthy stock. All you can do is pump and dump it. But you can't pump and dump something that isn't attractive. Nobody wants to get their hands on it. It's radioactive. So if you want to make some kind of money back, make it attractive. What do? Put resources behind it. Right now, you guys aren't really making games. Like, you could just not announce like 2 games, maybe 3 games tops under the Sony umbrella that's being made and coming out soon. We don't know about any other games. There might be other games under development, but we're not going to see them until like 2028, 2029. Use those resources and put it behind Bungie so they can work on more content for Destiny 2 and prove themselves that they could do a Destiny 3. But you're not even giving them a chance. They were already doing bad when they were doing Destiny, and they needed help. They needed a parachute. They needed a care package. You came in and swooped them in. As Nano said, you didn't have to do that, but you did anyways. So take responsibility. Own up to it. Help them out. These are your employers and employees. You're their employer. You got to help them. This is not help.
The problem is that Sony's like, you know, it's one of the, you know, a lot of big corporations, man. They got that mindset, man. Like, you working for them, man. So
okay, but what does that have to do?
They probably feel the, they probably feel like they getting done dirty.
How is Sony getting done dirty?
Cause shit ain't panning out how the
shit don't always work the way you plan it.
Yeah.
And just because it's not working out right now doesn't mean you just give up. So all this really tells me is that Sony's the type to just give up and quit. If something don't work their way, they quit.
I mean, I don't know how things. I can imagine those the board meetings is very uncomfortable, especially when Bungie gets brought up. But I don't know. They probably, if we're talking about what they're, compared to their other, development studios, Bungie probably the one eating up the most paper.
But I mean, like, Bungie, if you think about it, Bungie's the size of like maybe 10 studios, right? So of course they're gonna be eating up a lot of bread, but that's because they're built for this. Bungie, I think, Bungie is in a position where they can pump out live service games and they can manage them. Obviously, their choice in the last live service game wasn't it, because everybody agreed and said it wasn't it. But we cannot deny that when Bungie is focused just on Destiny, that Destiny isn't a banger. I remember for the longest time gaming, before I got into big live service games, I've been hearing Destiny this, Destiny that, Destiny every other day. And I'm like, what the hell is this game? I don't play it. I ain't gonna touch it. Too many people talking about this game. It sounds like a cult. I ain't ever playing this game. And I went back on that and I tried it out because I wanted to see what it was like. Why does everybody talk about this game? It was on sale. The full game was on sale for like, I think 90% off? And that's when Destiny 2 just came out. And then I bought it. And I said, you know what? Let me try this out. And I enjoyed the story. I could see why everyone was talking about it. It kind of felt like Halo, but without Halo, if that makes sense. I'm not talking about just the gunplay. I'm talking about the feeling you get playing the game. It felt like you were playing Halo, but it wasn't Halo. And that's when I knew, oh shit. Yeah, I see it. So if they can make me feel that way, they can make millions more feel that way. If they can make millions of people feel that way about a game, you have something. Don't just give up on it. if you were to give up on everything you did in life, you wouldn't get nowhere. As we said earlier, sometimes you do something and it don't go the way you plan it. But don't mean quit. Work on it. Like I said, you guys are the king of marketing. You can do something.
So if you were to put your man, fuck it, gun to your head, man, is Sony saving Bungie or not?
You're saying if Sony's gonna save Bungie or not?
Yeah.
Hell no, they're not gonna save Bungie. Well, how they're acting and moving right now, I have no faith or confidence that Sony's gonna save them. Angel just said they're out for revenge. How they gonna save someone that they don't want to kill? What the hell?
Man, so Angel, you think it's Sony's just done with Bungie?
I mean, if the reports are true, yes, they completely out for revenge, 100%.
I've never heard of some shit like this in gaming in my life. You own an IP and you own the studio behind that IP, and you're saying you're out for revenge against them? What the fuck?
Hey, man.
You should be saying,
Crazy,
I'm out here to make some monetary gains. That's what you should be saying, not I'm out for revenge. What the hell? These guys work for you. If you want your revenge right now, shut down the studio. So what are we really out for revenge for? Like, what kind of revenge are they looking for? I don't understand. This shit don't make no sense.
Shit crazy, man.
I've never seen anyone act like this. I don't even know what this means. The only revenge I've seen in recent times was the Activision thing, and the developers got their revenge when they got Bobby Kotick out of there. That was the only revenge I knew. That made sense. That guy was doing a whole bunch of egregious and diabolical things. He needed to get up out of there. This man had his own. This man had his own island in the office. So yeah, he had to get up out of there. So what are we talking about with revenge with a studio? Like, what did they do to you? All you did was buy it from a guy that got a golden parachute from you guys, a golden goose, and because they haven't been fulfilling their side of the bargain, because they've been losing money from jump, they've been losing money since you bought them. Microsoft even knew this. That's why they said they didn't buy them. That was public news. But you guys said, fuck it, we'll buy them anyways. And now because you weren't smart enough to do your due diligence yourself and dodge a bullet, you're upset about that? Make it make sense.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It sound like Bungie's fuck, bro.
I knew this was gonna happen, and that is why I said from day one, they gotta get rid of Marathon, and instead, this is the result. And now they're saying support Marathon. For what? If Sony wants to kill them anyways, there's no point.
Honestly, I don't think even getting rid of Marathon would even do anything.
Well, they're gonna get rid of Marathon anyways because they're gonna get rid of Bungie. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, I know people were like, "Oh, you should just cut Marathon and then work on D3." I think it would just be too much of a resource cost, like, to cut Marathon and then dump more money in the I think.
No, I feel like they'll lose more money. Keep supporting a game that's not giving them revenue. I mean, the Marathon flopped on the free weekend. The free weekend proved what the bigger game was.
Yeah, but I don't think Sony really cares about what the bigger game is. I think from what 100%. I'm hearing, it sounds like Sony don't give a fuck.
No, they don't.
What the hell is Sony doing then?
So Sony is bad because they want to dive into live service, but yet you basically killed off Bungie's best live service game. So I mean, tell me you don't know about live service without telling me you don't know about live service.
Well, it looks like
And
they
then-
put all their eggs in that Fair Games game that's supposed to be a heist game that became an extraction shooter. Good luck with that.
I mean, no. At this point, you know, live service games and Sony just don't mix because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They hired Bungie, and they hired Bungie for Destiny, not Marathon. Destiny's what made Bungie what they are right now, other than Halo. But Halo wasn't live service; it was a multiplayer game. The Bungie's live service game is Destiny. Bungie's baby is Destiny.
But Bungie probably like sold the idea of Marathon to them, and then especially seeing what Arc Raiders was doing, they probably like, damn,
Oh, we gonna make some
extraction
money.
shooters,
Yep.
that might be it. But you know, this ain't turned out that way.
Yeah, Sony chose the wrong game. That's, I mean, I don't know. I mean, but at the end of the day, that was all Pete's job. You know, Pete oversold Bungie, and you know, he sold this vision probably that is not realistically was not being met, and you know, Bungie fucked themselves over. Well, I guess leadership fucked Bungie over. I wouldn't say everybody at Bungie fucked themselves over. It's definitely leadership that caused that company to go downhill.
Always starts with the leadership.
Yeah, and if the leadership is all about worried about making money instead of quality, and that's what it showed. You know, it showed Bungie cared about money more than the actual product for the longest time, and that's just the management just trying to make money. You know, that's all it was.
Yep.
You know, the poor developers probably wanted to give us the best game that they could possibly give us, and they just kept being told no. You know, many times people pitch expansions for fire storylines that got, you know, turned down. These developers had such great ideas for this game. Like this game, if the developers got to do what they wanted to do, would still be at the million player count player base, 100% guaranteed. Like this last update right here is like a love letter as to what the developers wanted to do to this game. And it's literally the best update Destiny's ever gotten. Like everybody's talking about it. It's so good. Everybody's having fun. Like this is the Destiny everybody wanted. And it sucks that it took them to go end of service and to just go all crazy with this update. For people to realize and for everybody else to realize how good Destiny can be.
Yeah.
I want them to kind of like, if it's true that they're gonna cut half the studio down, the people that do leave, I want them to kind of have like a resurgence, like Sandfall Interactive did with Expedition.
From Ubisoft.
Yeah, so if they get their kind of, you know, comeuppance and they do get a game that's a banger, you know, I wish them all the most success because they deserve it. I don't know if they're gonna go to Microsoft. I don't know if Microsoft wants them because we're about to be getting into that just now too. But if Microsoft does take them in, I'd have to think that they'd either want them working on Halo again, or maybe they'll give them a chance at a live service game since Sony won't.
Yeah. I mean, only time could tell, man. Like that Ubisoft to Sandfall shit, that shit is an anomaly, bro.
I wouldn't say that. Look at Arc
Shit was
Raiders.
lightning in a bottle.
Those are ex-DICE devs.
I still think that's an anomaly.
Two? Really?
Yes. If you think about all the failed companies or the companies that get shut down and games and they end up, you know, making like huge comeback successes and stuff, that's definitely an anomaly. But that's just my opinion.
You know what? I can't think of anybody else apart from them two. So you're probably right.
Yeah, but I mean, I think life has, you know, crazier things have happened in life. So,
That is true.
you know,
I guess moving on from that, I heard a bit of it. Nano, shed some light on it. But apparently it's rumored that Xbox is going to shut down some studios. And there's like 3 studios in mind. I believe one of them was Compulsion Games. They were behind Weed, The Happy Few, and South of Midnight, the award-winning game. That's been winning some more awards recently as well. Double Fine, who made Psychonauts. That's also a critically acclaimed game. And they made some other smaller games too. And then there was another studio, I can't remember off the top of my head. Oh, Ninja Theory. Funnily enough, this is the studio behind Hellblade or Senua. So,
yep.
What's your take on this, guys? Or I guess Nano could fill us in because you're the one that broke the news.
I think it's kind of. I don't know. I wasn't expecting it, especially with fucking South of Midnight.
Yeah, that one caught me off guard. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Like I don't even know the reason, if I'm being honest with you. Like, 'cause I thought South of Midnight did good, but you know what it could be? I'm wondering if like the whole games being on Game Pass, if that kind of fucks with like, the sales a lot.
From what I heard, it wasn't actually the sales. It was the budgets for some of the games. Like apparently, I think it was South of Midnight. It cost $100 million to make.
Yeah.
And when you think about it, I'm like, cause I sat there and thought about it. I was like, Arc Raiders cost about $80 million to make. There's no way. Expedition, a game that's probably on a bigger sale than South of Midnight, costs like 3 times less that value.
Yep.
Why do you need $100 million to make this game? Although it was a good game, it was a great game. I'd play it again. But I'm thinking about, I'm like, $100 million for this? You'd expect it to be a grander game. So it would make sense why Xbox is looking at them and like, as great as these games were, and as great as these games are when it comes to winning awards and accolades, your budget is blown out and it's not helping because you have a budget that's probably like 4 or 5 times what the value of the game is worth, and the sales aren't matching, if that makes sense. It'd be one thing if South of Midnight was made and the budget was like $20 million. I don't see Compulsion shutting down from that. I don't know how much it costs to make Hellblade, but if you're gonna have to round up or estimate on that based on how the game looks, I'm thinking it's at least double of what South of Midnight was.
Yep.
So that seems to be a reoccurring issue that these guys, well, not just them, because they're not the only ones in the industry doing this, but it's across the industry. We've always been saying, journalists alike, games are costing too much. Hell, even publishers are saying this. Games are costing too much. The value of games have been ballooned. Budget costs are through the roof. And we're seeing it now because a lot of studios are shutting down. I was wondering, it caught me off guard to know that it was rumored they'd either be sold, shut down, or just, I guess that's it, sold or shut down because, well, there wasn't no reason, but that was the thing. They're gonna either be sold or shut down, from what I heard. And I was like, why? You know, Hellblade was just announced for a third game at the Xbox Game Show, and then you know, South of Midnight won an award last year, and it's been winning awards still, and it was a great game. Like I said, it could have been a movie. It could be turned into a movie or a TV series. It was that good. It felt like Tim Burton in a video game world. That's what it felt like when I played it. So I was confused as to why these were the studios that were rumored to get shut down or sold. And then when I also read into it deeper and I found out the budgets for some of these games, I was like, So you had your Callisto Protocol moment there. For those of you who don't know, Callisto Protocol, the Dead Space kind of spiritual successor, it cost them $500 million to make.
Yeah.
Now is that the type of game you expect to come out for $500 million? I don't think so. So honestly, it sucks. But I'm kind of like normalized to this shit at this point. And it's weird saying that. I'm normalized to people losing their jobs in the gaming industry for a varied amount of reasons. But this is just one of the biggest reasons.
Every week, if not
every week. This whole year, we've been saying Sony shutting down this, Sony shutting down that. Now, Xbox is like, well, we helping too. We shutting down them and them and them. But hopefully, if this is true, if they're able to get spun off or sold to somebody else or become independent again, you know, that'd be nice. I don't know how they do that. Obviously, they'd have to make a game that's appealing to some other publisher out there so they can buy them. I don't really have any players in mind when it comes to who could possibly buy them, but if I had to really make a guess, the Saudis would always be number one, and then the Koreans. I think it was Krafton that bought the studio behind what's that other game that Xbox made, and it was a banger, and then they sold them off. I forgot what that game was called, but it was the highest rated game that year too. At the time, it was that music game.
Music game?
Yeah, it was that music game that came
like
out.
Rock Band or something?
Not like Rock Band, but like it. So the way it played kind of like, I don't know how to explain. Not like Doom, but it had like Doom elements. So based on how you were hitting on rhythm, like beating up enemies.
Oh, you talking about Metal Hellsinger?
Not Metal Hellsinger. What's that game called? I'm gonna look it up.
Is this a recent game?
Tango Gameworks. So this Tango Gameworks, they bought Tango Gameworks. They made Ghostwire Tokyo, The Evil Within. Oh no. Yeah, they made those games, but Microsoft still owns those IPs. But they sold off the IP Hi-Fi Rush. And they sold off Tango Games. So Krafton bought Hi-Fi Rush and Tango Gameworks, the studio behind the game. So I'm thinking, you know, maybe Krafton does the same thing here and buys one of these studios. I don't know who it would be. If I had to take a guess, maybe that they diversify and they buy Ninja Theory, the ones behind Hellblade.
It's possible.
Because they got Tango Gameworks to make those like AA games. I guess they'll be AAA games because Krafton's putting money behind them. But if they making Callisto Protocol type games, I guess they're gonna make Hellblade games. I don't know. Maybe Nintendo takes a look at these guys and they're like, well, we like the type of games you make. They look good on the Switch. That being, I think it was Double Fine because they make Psychonauts. I don't think they'll get the IP Psychonauts, but they'll have the studio behind Psychonauts. Because one thing about Xbox, or I guess Microsoft, is anytime they sell a studio, They sell the studio. They keep the IP.
Mm-hmm. It's always hard to like kind of figure out what what studio should get what game, because you never really know what they have in the works.
That is true.
So I
don't know.
like
It just
it would
sucks
be
all
easy.
around.
Yeah, if it was like an action game, it would be easy to say like maybe like a Platinum Games or something.
Yeah.
But then hell, even Platinum Games is fucking working on The Last Ronin, so I don't even know if they would want to pick up something else. But it all just depends, man. I mean, like we said, it's never good when studios get shut down, because that means people are losing jobs and everything.
Yeah.
So
people, developers, they have lives too. They don't just sit there behind a computer and make games 24/7. Like, they have families they go home to, all of that. Obviously, some of them didn't during COVID. They're the real heroes because they're the ones that kept us sane. But it just sucks overall, man. You never want to see people go through something like that.
Yep.
But apart from all the doom and gloom, studios getting shut down or sold, there is some, I guess, good news depending on what platform you play on. So recently, Nano also broke this news too, and then I found it out later. Asha Sharma, who is now the CEO and head of Xbox, is looking to, push forward big title games such as The Elder Scrolls, Fallout, and Halo. They want more games under their belt from these franchises and their studios respectively. And from what is also being said, she may be also looking to make these games exclusive as well.
Okay.
So what do you guys think about that? Is that something that moves the needle?
Yes, I think games. Asha Sharma, Xbox needs everything to be exclusive as much as possible, man.
Everything?
As much as they could get to set themselves
even
apart.
Even the multiplayer games?
Like what?
So like I said the last time, I get it if it's like Halo, Gears, and Forza. But like, I've seen it being done with Call of Duty. I've seen it been done with Red Dead. I've seen it been done with GTA. You can spin off the multiplayer for these games. Technically, yes, those franchises will be on other platforms, but they won't get the full experience. They won't get the single player campaign. So if you want to spin off multiplayer on these consoles or other ecosystems, you can, but that's all they're going to get, multiplayer. So if they said, oh, we want to drop Gears on whatever, they can drop the multiplayer for Gears, but you ain't going to play the co-op campaign with anybody. You can, role play the campaign online in a multiplayer match. That's the best you're going to get. Or watch a YouTube video. But if they say they want these games to go exclusive, I also don't mind either, because, these are the tentpole games of your franchise. You led with these games. Fable wasn't big anywhere but Xbox. Forza wasn't big anywhere but Xbox. Forza was made for Xbox to compete with Gran Turismo. Halo is an Xbox thing. Gears is an Xbox thing. For those of you who don't know, it was Epic Games that made Gears. Now it's the Coalition that makes Gears. But, Bungie, Epic Games, they have a long history with Microsoft and Xbox for making their biggest franchises, being Halo and Gears. So, we've seen Epic Games move on to make another big game, being Fortnite. We've seen Bungie move on to make another big game like Destiny. You need to keep these games to yourselves to have an identity. Everyone knows Xbox for Halo, Forza, Gears, and Fable. As bad as that might sound, right now it sounds real nice because these are the games everyone wants to play right now. Apart from maybe not Fable, Halo. Because the studio behind Halo, man, they just haven't been able to hit that mark. Halo Studios, I'm talking about you. And if, Bungie decides they want to go back to Microsoft or Xbox, hey, I wouldn't mind as long as they're making Halo.
Crazy.
Get Halo Studios up out of here,
That's
man.
crazy.
If you want,
so get laid off to work on Halo is crazy.
No. If you want, we can make a trade. We'll trade Bungie for Halo Studios.
No, you know what? Sammy, that could work though. You know why it could work? Because
a trade?
No, because you know what Destiny's based off of?
What?
It's heavily influenced by Halo. It's like the Halo RPG. But now you could use the Halo name and make that the fucking Destiny, bro. Oh my God. It's right there. It's literally right there. Like,
that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Halo online Halo RPG, but we all can't be Spartans. We got to be the humans. We got to be Reach.
But the possibilities is there.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, if you ever played the first Halo, the Destiny logo is in the very first Halo game. And it's like, it says like Destiny awaits or some shit like that. It's like a little Easter egg.
Imagine, oh shit, that would work because Microsoft, well, I guess Xbox now, they're Xbox again. I guess that would make sense because Asha Sharma, since taking over, has been trying to like get Halo in line. And one thing Halo they wanted to do with Halo was go live service. So this might be the way to go live service.
Bro, they can do it, man. They can literally make a Halo RPG, make it sci-fi, kind of like how Destiny is, give it the Halo look so it's not, Destiny, but it's still the gunplay, the Bungie gunplay, because you got the Bungie devs now. You got the movement, you got everything that people like, and then you add in everything that made Destiny, and then you also incorporate what makes Halo. I think you got something. I think they got something.
Raids? Can you imagine the kind of raids you'd experience in that game?
Bro, dude, can you imagine the big ass battles against the fucking Covenant, bro?
Yep.
Oh my God.
Like
you know what? That might be a blessing. Sony, go ahead and be petty, because you know what? Microsoft about to attack.
Well, I don't know about all that, but I'm just saying nobody got to get laid off. What if Microsoft, well, I guess Xbox, I gotta stop saying Microsoft because Asha Sharma brought Xbox back. But what if Xbox and PlayStation come to the table, shake hands, and say, let's make a trade. I'll trade you Bungie, and I'll trade you Halo Studios. You don't get the IP, but you get the studios behind the IP.
That's crazy as hell. They ain't gonna do that.
They'll have a studio that can make them a multiplayer shooter. Hey, Sony will have a studio that can make them a multiplayer shooter. And then Xbox will have a studio that can make them another live service game. And one that can make them a Halo live service game. I think it's a win-win. Nobody has to lose their jobs. I do think if that happens, though, Bungie will be even under a tighter watch under, the Xbox umbrella again, because Asha Sharma ain't playing. As we just said, they're looking to maybe move 3 studios or get rid of them completely. So,
oh man,
you can't be effing up under them.
I can't imagine, her looking at this budget situation and not think, about hiring some of these people, especially with the layoffs, if they do happen. You know what I'm saying? It sucks people gotta lose their jobs, but Sony's being petty and shit, whatever. But I can't be Microsoft's, or Xbox's CEO, right? And be like, I would be stupid to not look at this talent that has been behind this Destiny game for so long. Even if you just look at the devs, fuck the management. That management is what made this game horrible. The management is what's fucked over Destiny. Just get the devs, the ones that actually bait the game. You know what I'm saying? The ones that actually put in the time for the art, for the world building, and for the gunplay and shit like that. Those devs, get those. That's all you need. That's all you need to make the live service of Destiny, but in the Halo universe. Just think about that, man. Oh my god.
I could see that working, but at the same time, like Asa Sharma said, she wants them to be exclusive. I don't see a world where, you know, if they make this game, it'll go exclusive at that point.
No, I mean, Xbox and PC. That's a big majority of the player base, anyways.
That's true.
And I mean, if they want to go exclusive, they could. But if they know that the money is to make it non-exclusive, I mean, they can make it exclusive for like a year, right? And then open it for the rest of the platforms.
Or every other platform gets delayed content, I guess.
Exactly. So you still have something exclusive, because remember, Sony had that when Destiny 1 came out and Bungie was the Activision, and Activision had that deal with Sony. Like, they were getting 1 year exclusivity shit for Destiny. Like, Sony got shit for a whole year before Xbox players did.
Damn.
So they could flip the script and do the same shit.
They can.
You still get your exclusivity that you want for your brand, and you're still able to go multi-platform on a game and still maximize on profits for a said game. Come on now. That's business 101 right there, man.
I can see where it works both ways. I do want to see at some point, though, Xbox, well, I guess Asha Sharma really put her foot down and be like, okay, these are the franchises we're looking at, and they're all going to be exclusive. For the most part, everyone's been saying single player titles, but hell, I think even some multiplayer titles could be. But like I said, I wouldn't be upset if the multiplayer for those games got spun off and the campaign, the single player campaign or the co-op campaign, was only available on the console from the brand itself, which is Xbox. So, like, for me, off the top of my head, if I'm being realistic, all the single player games exclusive. If you want to put them on PC, go ahead, but put them on the Xbox store or the Xbox app for PC. Forget this Steam shit, because at this point, Steam's your competitor. You don't own Steam. Like, I don't care if they don't want to download the app. They're going to want to download the app if they want to play the game. All those Elder Scroll fans, guess what? You can mod on the Xbox app now too. You don't need to buy it on Steam. You know why? It's not available on Steam. That's what it is. We're Microsoft. We own PC. Everybody, most people on PC right now is Windows based. If you don't mess with us, guess what? You don't mess with anything. Simple as that. Oh, you want to play on Steam? Guess what? We blocked the app. You can only get Steam on Linux. That's it. Like, if Microsoft really wants to go crazy and compete and make Xbox the ecosystem the biggest thing, period, they could do that. They could put some bullshit, but they're not doing that. But if they really want to compete with these games, like I said, single player games, all of them got to go exclusive. And that's just the start. Multiplayer games, that is a bit different, because like I said, multiplayer games could be on all platforms. Call of Duty is a multiplayer game, even though I know it has a solo campaign, and it's going to be on all platforms. It's always been on all platforms. They'd already said they're going to contractually agree to anything that was done in the past. So if that's Call of Duty, it is what it is. Not
I
that
agree.
I care, because I haven't touched Call of Duty in forever.
I agree. I feel like multiplayer games should be not
Everywhere.
console exclusive, because you're limiting your multiplayer base when it's just console exclusive.
Exactly. And this is coming from a guy that's been gaming primarily on MMORPGs. I grew up playing MMORPGs. I lived on MMORPGs. Those were my live service games back then. That is why I play like 10 live service games today, because it's in my DNA. So in order to be a successful MMORPG, or I guess a live service game today, you got to be everywhere like you were back then. You can't be locked to one ecosystem, because your game wasn't going to be a hit if it was just locked to one thing.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, I do think Xbox should have exclusives, but you do gotta consider the longevity of your games, and multiplayer games being multi-platform is just more healthier for the player base.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know,
Like Angel said, if you want to do a year exclusivity, go ahead. Do what you got to do, but certain games are meant to be everywhere, and certain games could just be meant for one place.
oh, man. Shout out to Asha Sharma though, because I think she's like understanding how important. I think she knows that in order for Xbox to succeed, they will need exclusives.
But I
And
mean,
I think-
Nano, that's like self-explanatory. That's common sense. We were just talking about subscription services, and what's the one thing we just said that Paramount should do if given a chance? Was to keep the IPs of Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon, right? And why is that? Because you'd have pretty much the exclusive rights to cartoons on your platform.
I mean, you think it's common sense, but them last Xbox niggas was doing the complete opposite, and that was like alienating Xbox. There was no reason for people to get Xbox. But
for me,
Asha Sharma,
like I said, if it's multiplayer, I don't mind it, but I understand if it's not. But like I said, if it's a single player game, it's got to be exclusive, and that's the thing that they lost. Like, I get it. You can make money everywhere, but doesn't mean you need to make money everywhere. Because just because you make money doesn't mean it's good money.
that's true. That is true.
Like, if you're getting this good money that you think it is it helping your image though? Like, I could be a drug dealer and make bare money, but how does my image look? Do I take a hit in that department? Do people look at me differently? You know what I
feel
mean?
What you saying?
Like, that's real life for a lot of people, but I'm dumbing it down for everybody to understand. Like, people are not gonna really vibe with me the same way. I can only get in with the streets, and not everyone in the streets is gonna vibe with me. Only a select few. So already I'm alienating myself.
Yep.
So, Asha Sharma, you're doing a good job so far. I mean, it sucks to see that you have to close down some studios after you just got in. Like, you brand new into the seat. The seat's not even warm yet. And you already got to make some tough decisions. It takes me back to that article I read where she said she's going to have to make some tough decisions. And look where we at.
I mean, she basically doing cleanup from years of, fuckery. Hopefully, they're helping those people in the studios, like, probably move around to other studios in the city.
I wouldn't be surprised because they did that the last time when they moved Tango Gameworks, right? Over to Krafton.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't put it past Xbox for doing their best to help these guys out because they do a good job that way. It's crazy to me how she came from Instacart. This woman's not a gamer. We've seen her gamer profile. She barely has a gamer score. She just started playing games when she got hired. And she already kind of understands the industry and the consumers in the industry. It's crazy.
Yep.
At this point, you don't got to be a gamer to work in this industry. You just got to have common sense. You got to have the know-how. You got to understand how people think. And I think coming from Instacart, it helps because she knows how consumers already think.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, man. I never owned the Xbox, but I will say Xbox is fortunate that they have Asha Sharma, man, because she got a good head on her shoulders, and it looked like she's trying to do right by the people. And you know, this got nothing to do with nothing. But I ain't gonna lie, man. I think she kind of pretty.
Oh shit.
So you know,
Oh,
I think
shit.
she a good face.
You hear that, Caleb? Nano's selling his PS5 to get an Xbox because of Asha Sharma, his new queen.
That's not what the fuck I said. But
Nano be going to sleep saying Queen Asha, Queen Asha.
Hmm.
damn, my queen.
Hey, she is. You know what I'm saying?
Oh shit!
Hey, see, listen, she got a
That's
pretty.
Princess Jasmine's this.
Uh-oh. Caleb selling his PS5 too? Confirmed? That's crazy. You know, I'm not surprised. Caleb did say he's gonna buy an Xbox too. I wonder if this has to do with his Queen Asha.
You know what's so funny, bruh? I think people. I've seen people say that they're worried that they're gonna. People that were against Asha Sharma are gonna try to use this to spin the narrative, like, oh, Asha is the reason why they're shutting down these Xbox companies and stuff. But I feel like if you dig in more deeper, I feel like she's doing this. I feel like she has a game plan, and I feel like this is one of the sacrifices that needed to happen in order for the game plan to commence. So you know,
I think you might be right on that because I read somewhere, well, all this news dropping left and right, that Xbox, the brand under Microsoft's umbrella, is trying to separate from Microsoft to be its own entity working in Microsoft, if that makes sense. So I guess they would no longer be getting funding from Microsoft. Everything will be self-sustained. So if they got the money, they're going to go out there and do it.
Yep.
I think that's how PlayStation operates under Sony. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I'm actually not sure about that one.
So then if that's the case, this might be one of her ways of making her big chess play.
I actually think if you're an Xbox fan, I think with Asha Sharma, the future is gonna be bright. Actually, you know what I think? I think what they should do is they should make, if they really want to swing like people to get Xbox or to swap from Sony to Xbox, they should make Xbox multiplayer or online free. Kind of do a flip flop.
They were the originators of paid online. And now you're going to be the originators of free online? On console, at least?
Because they already have the Game Pass that you could pay for. Just do free online. That will add to your economy, and it would be more enticing. And then it'll be like, you know, especially with like the multiplats or the multiplayer games, you'll be like, if I play multiplayer games, why would I play on Sony?
Yeah.
If I could just play multiplayer for free on Xbox.
But my thing is, they found a way to make money off of free games because you got to pay to play these free games, right? So would they want to do that though? I know Xbox has been in talks of looking into doing it, but
yeah, I still think you should, because you know
they're buying your console. I mean, that's one thing.
Yeah, and remember, if people are paying for, PC already has free online. Like, if Xbox does free online, I think that's very, like, it helps your PR even more. You know, Xbox is gonna look better. It's gonna look like it's doing right by the people. It's gonna look like they care about their consumers. And it's going to be a lot more enticing for people.
But does this mean that the online will turn to shit if it goes free? That's my thing.
No, I don't think so. I think they will continue to support their online. because there's no point if it's gonna go to shit. Then people
That's
are
true.
gonna
I mean,
say,
technically,
"Why did I
I
come
mean,
over?"
technically, if the online goes free for free to play games, the online wouldn't go shit. It'd just be the responsibility of the games servers, if that makes sense. So if you're playing Fortnite, if the servers are shit, it's because Epic Game servers are going down or something like that.
Exactly.
But okay, I was thinking about it wrong because I was thinking about how would the servers be good for the Xbox games? And now I was thinking, well, if you played Halo, you have to buy Halo to play that, so that game wouldn't account for free online. But yeah, I agree, because think about it this way: you buy to get in. At this point, I don't gotta buy a $1,000 to $2,000 PC to go play Marvel Rivals. I know you don't need to. That's overkill. But let's just say I need to buy a PC to play GTA. Now I don't need to buy a PC to play GTA. I can save about 3 times the money because now I can just buy a console and play GTA. Well, that's a terrible example, I guess. What's a demanding game that's free online? Because those games are paid to get in. I'm trying to think.
I think like Apex.
Fortnite.
But a game that has like some serious graphics behind it. Fortnite is kind of basic.
Oh, like a graphically demanding multiplayer game.
You know what? Maybe Destiny is the best example. So Destiny, I don't need
good graphics.
I don't need
free.
Destiny not gonna be the best example.
I don't know. Give me something, man. I need something to work with. I'm thinking maybe Destiny, off the top of my head. I don't know.
What are we talking about? Are you talking about graphically intense?
Yeah, like free to play. What free to play game has like some intense graphics? I guess maybe Battlefield, right?
Is Battlefield? I guess they're battle royale.
Battlefield's free to play though.
Battlefield, the battle royale is free to play. Red Sec.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's take Red Sec for example, right? If Xbox decided to make, the online free, I don't need a beastly PC to go run that now. I could just go buy a Series S for like $200 and then play that.
I don't think Series S's are $200 anymore.
Okay, $300. Whatever the case is, $300 to $500 on a console and play that game for free. And that extra money I could have used to buy a PC to play that, I can now spend on games. The online that I would use monthly to pay for my online connectivity, I can now use that to save to buy other games.
Yep. You could even do that for Xbox Game Pass.
That too. Which would ultimately mean you're buying online again, but you could still buy Game Pass. So there's a lot of benefits to it. People getting into your ecosystem for the console, even though it's a paperweight until they download a free-to-play game. And then, people enjoying playing their games on that console for free. They say, you know what? Let me try some other games out. Maybe I don't want to play another live service game, but I know there's like 500 games in Game Pass. Let me get that for the month.
So are you talking about like Xbox Live not being a thing no more?
At least pay for Xbox or multiplayer.
At least not paying for multiplayer if it's a free to play game.
If it's a free to, okay, so fuck. I was about to say that would be great for me because shit, I got Destiny 1. I can't even play because I don't got Xbox Live. That shit's so trash. I have Xbox. I have PC Game Pass. I just don't have it for the console, so I can't use live services on the console.
Angel, which is just upgrade to Ultimate. You'll never look back. You know how many benefits I get a month for Ultimate? I get Discord Nitro benefits. I get free to play game benefits. Disney Speedstorm is going to give me some benefits, even though I don't play the game no more. But that's just an example. Like I get benefits every season from the finals just for having Ultimate. And that's a game that was made by Embark, the same people that made Arc Raiders. So any free-to-play game that you play on Xbox, you get benefits if you have Game Pass Ultimate. Every season or every month. Sometimes it's in-game currency. Sometimes it's cosmetics. Other times it's Discord Nitro.
I don't know. Like,
So I definitely
it's
upgrade
benefits
if
to
I was
it.
you.
I could definitely see people swapping to Xbox from PlayStation if they do that.
Just for free-to-play games, though? Like, okay, you think if
It
people
doesn't have to be just for free to play games. Like, it could be for paid games too.
But how would they do that for paid games now? That's my thing. Because I was struggling to figure out how they could make it work for paid games.
What do you mean?
Because like I have to think part of the
Like
money that
if you want to play Gears of War online,
yeah.
just pay for the game. You don't have to pay for online.
Yeah, I get that, but I'm saying I'm thinking part of the reason why we got to pay monthly for the online is to upkeep for the good servers that they got.
Is that really the case?
I don't know. That's what I think. That's what I have been assuming my entire gaming existence is that every month I pay is because part of the money that I paid monthly to play online is it's going to Microsoft servers so they can run the games better. Because remember, since day one, Microsoft always had the better multiplayer online servers. Their servers never really get hacked like that, Sony, and it never really goes down like that either, Sony. So I'm wondering if we start going to free online, does that mean they're gonna cheap out on the servers too? Like how are these servers being upheld? I don't know. That's my question. Maybe Angel has a better
That's for
explanation
Microsoft
for
to
that.
figure out, man. That is for Microsoft to figure out. At least that's
I would
how
say
see
I would
it.
say Xbox at least because
Yeah,
Microsoft is distancing themselves ever since they got the bad flack of trying to put their hands on everything. But I don't know. Like I need to know how they're up. I'm gonna look this up right now. I'm looking this up right now. We're gonna get an answer tonight, guys. How does Xbox servers work?
yeah. I just feel like
Okay,
it'll
so it's hosted by Microsoft from their Azure data centers. So Microsoft Azure is their servers, and we all log on to that from the Xbox for gaming at least. So I'm assuming, okay, let me see. Does Xbox Live pay for the online servers? Yes. So I was right. So Game Pass pays for the maintenance, security, and upkeep of the network.
Game
But
Pass.
yes, because remember, Xbox Live got rolled into Game Pass. So instead of paying for Xbox Live, you're paying for Game Pass now. The cheapest tier for Game Pass at least. But it also says they do not pay for all game servers. So obviously if it's a third party game, well, you can't really say a third party game like Call of Duty anymore. Xbox.
So like Fortnite.
Yeah, so because it's free to play. Wait, hold on. It says you don't need a subscription to access online servers for free to play games like Fortnite or Roblox.
Yeah.
So that's already a thing then.
It is. That's why we're talking about the multiplayer game. Well, that's why we're talking about games that you pay for.
Okay, then I don't see that. I don't see how that happens then because technically your Game Pass subscription is paying for your online server or the online servers.
Yeah, but couldn't you just couldn't they make it to where you don't, because if Xbox Game Pass is, or if Xbox Live is Game Pass, then can they just make it to where you don't have to get Game Pass?
Man, I don't know.
Because if they make it to where you don't have to get Game Pass, then you could probably just, the money that you would save on it, you would probably just buy Game Pass for the fuck of it. I mean, at the end of the day, I think they just want more people to be on the platform.
I guess that's one way to do it. We could sit here all day trying to think of why that's a thing. I'm pretty sure Sony has a better explanation because they were free at one point and then they went to the paid model. But we do know that part of the subscription goes towards the maintenance of the servers. At least for the Xbox games. The other, like the third-party games, those are upheld by the developers. So like Battlefield, you know, EA is doing that. EA is paying for their servers. That's why they be shutting down their games every like 2-3 years because they're done with their online servers.
But you see, that's why I said that's not for me and you to figure out. Same way that's for Xbox to figure out.
Okay, but if I had to think off the top of my head, the only answer is if they do that, certain games, if they don't have a significant player count, they'll shut down like the EA games do. We just saw Anthem shut down. Other games like that will start to shut down. And honestly, there's a lot of Xbox games that have online that have been online forever. So all of a sudden they start shutting down after they announce, you know, games are able to be played online for free. I don't know why.
Yeah, but I mean, hey man, sometimes you gotta take a risk, bro.
Yeah, well, I thought we were all about preserving games. Now we're gonna be not preserving games.
I mean, we don't know if that's gonna happen for sure, though.
That's
That's
true.
just speculation. But like I said, you know, I think ultimately, I think Xbox is headed in the right direction, especially being under Asha Sharma's helm. I think she's trying to bring in, you know, people that she know that she could trust. I know they're from AI, but I think she even said in her interview that she doesn't like AI slop and shit like that. So
Yeah, she did say that.
So either she capping or she for the people for real. So
If she for the people, I don't think you gonna like that, Nano. After you just said she your queen and all that.
I did not say she was my queen. I just said she's pretty. So
you already competing with Caleb. That's what it sounds like.
She needs to be for the people, bro. And
that's
plus,
crazy.
If she's for the people, more competition, which means Sony gotta step their game up.
I don't think Sony is gonna be stepping their game up anytime soon. By how they moving with Bungie, we'll see.
Listen, it don't matter if it's anytime soon. As long as Xbox gets better in due time, Sony will have to adjust. That's the nature of competition. Like it will happen.
I mean, that's true. We've seen it with NBA 2K.
Shit, we seen it with Xbox and Sony the whole time. The reason why with the whole online thing.
Yep.
So, you know, it's just a matter of time, man. Just let Asha Sharma keep cooking and we'll be good. But, you know, I mean, but that's all I have to say about it.
Myself included. I don't know if Caleb wants to add anything or Angel. I mean, it is the last topic. All right, then I guess not.
Oh shit! What happened? What happened?
and I'll let you fill in a bit.
Nah, we were just talking about like, you know, because I think if I'm not mistaken, the last topic was like Xbox pushing for like bigger exclusive games and the company's new strategies for the future. And me and Saint was like having a dialogue on what would bring people to Xbox, and we were talking about making like online free and different things that they could do.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, I remember talking about this. No, I mean, yeah, free live would definitely be something. Um, I guess it's exclusivity. I mean, I guess if you want people to go on your platform, you gotta have to provide games people want to play. That's really the main thing.
Yep.
If you don't make games people want to play, nobody's gonna buy your platform.
That's a fact.
That's why Xbox get Destiny because people want to play Destiny. Well said that.
But
it wouldn't be Destiny.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. It would cost them a fortune, but I feel like a lot of people would be in Xbox's good grace, or Xbox would be in a lot of people's good graces if they did pick up Bungie.
If Xbox picked up Bungie and greenlit a Destiny 3, there would be a lot of people that are on PlayStation that would probably transfer over immediately to Xbox.
That's true.
A lot of Destiny players are PlayStation players. Believe it or not, a big portion of it of Destiny players are PlayStation players. So for them to say we'll go to Xbox because they saved our favorite game, that's a lot of people that Sony's gonna be losing.
That is true.
I just don't understand. I just don't understand Sony, bro. I really don't. From a business standpoint, I don't understand. Like, I don't.
And that Angel is exactly why you want Xbox to do good and keep going up, because then Sony's gonna have to adjust and stop being on bullshit.
But I mean, from what I always remember, Sony has always been on bullshit for like the past couple years.
They are, but Xbox been kind of dookie the last couple years.
Yeah, true. This is the first year Microsoft has really stepped it up with the new CEO.
And I guarantee you, Sony is paying a lot of attention to what Xbox and Ultra Sharma got going on.
I mean, I would hope so.
I mean, they've been paying attention because that's why they started making the games exclusive again, right? They saw Xbox making a hybrid console. They're like, "Oh, fuck all that. You're not playing our games like that." Spider-Man on Xbox? What you mean?
Yeah, man. But I mean,
facts.
I guess that's pretty much all the topics. So I guess Mr. Samuel Namikaze, man, your final statement.
English, motherfucker. Do you speak it? I'm good. So I'm eating. So I'm real good. But I it's just sad to see, more studios go. Hopefully they don't. If they get sold off to someone else, that's good. That means people will keep their jobs. If not, well, I'm sorry to see that happen to you guys. And I hope, and wish you guys the most success in life on your new journey. And hopefully you guys aren't just stuck looking for a job for, a while, because right now the market is hard to look to get into anywhere. But I mean, it's the gaming industry. People get fired all the time and picked up, or just start up a new studio. So hopefully, if you're able to be in the position to start a new studio, it happens. And like I said, maybe you can pull a Sandfall Interactive and Embark Studios. Drop a banger. It's only been 2 that I can think of. Maybe someone in the comments down below can let me know of another example. But as far as I can tell, it's only been 2. And, why don't you become the third or the fourth or the fifth? I'm not trying to say get fired all the time, but I'm saying if that does happen to you, become independent, create a banger, get your revenge. That's how you do the revenge the right way, Sony. I don't know what this shit you talking about revenge is, but that ain't revenge. But I'm excited still for gaming. Just because we have bad news doesn't mean we haven't been having good news. So, with every up, there should be, or you should at least expect a down. You shouldn't want to, but it's just life. And with all that said, I'll be on Forza. Love y'all. Have a good night or good morning wherever y'all in the world. Tell Caleb, I found his queen. She wears green.
Okay. Well, hey, man. I guess my final statements is Asha Sharma, keep doing your thing. I got a PlayStation. I need Xbox to be good, man. We gotta get back to to Xbox being a super threat, man. And I don't know if y'all noticed, but ever since Xbox has kind of been on the up and up, it seems like the console wars is slowly picking back up, man. So one thing I notice is when the console wars is going on,
The war on consoles?
that means shit kind of, competition is high, man.
You saying when there's no console wars, people just disappear?
Bro, think about it. You probably haven't really been seeing a console war go crazy like it used to. And, that's because Xbox kind of took a back seat. Now
you saying people became vets and they're like, oh, I'm retired now. But ever since things started heating up, they said, oh, let me grab my gun. We back.
Yes, bro. Yes, that's something that I have noticed. And trust me, be on the lookout. The more Xbox, the Xbox gets good news or do like good things, pay attention to the comments, pay attention to what people are saying, bro. The console war is about to come back as long as Xbox keep, doing their shit.
Okay.
But but that's pretty much my finishing statements. Mr. Caleb Blackflash, if you're there.
Caleb over there thinking about Asha
Mr.
right
Caleb,
now.
Mr. Caleb Blackflash is taking care of business. I don't know what kind of business he's taking care of, but Mr. Angel, man, it's all on you. Take it away.
All right. Great podcast, everybody. Great topics. Yeah, fuck you, Sony, you piece of shit. Don't get rid of Bungie. It'll be your worst mistake of your life. And savagely, you canceled the wrong game. Bring back Destiny 3. Do the right thing. Believe in Bungie. It won't do you dirty, especially now that Pete's not there no more. So, just get on the ball, get this Destiny 3 going, make your profit, and your goose should be good, man. Cancel this fucking bullshit marathon and fucking make this Destiny 3. Just so you can stop crying about it, get your money back, and we all can be happy. Like, it's really that simple, Sony. I don't know why you're being scared. You've seen how many players would come back to Destiny if it's done right.
They scared of the hardcore marathon players. That's why.
Man, fuck them. They will all go back to Destiny. Half of them are Destiny players, so You know, like, come on, Sony. You can't be that stupid. You know how to make money. Come on. If you shit. Anyways, that was my rant. You know,
This man's been stressed for a whole 3 months. You got any grades yet?
I've been had grades before I was stressed out. You know, it's just like gaming companies are just weird to me. You know, they really are greedy. They really are.
Yep. It never used to be that way either.
No, man, that's what gaming was great when it didn't used to be that way. Why did we get so greedy all of a sudden?
I want to say late 90s to late 2000s is the golden era of gaming. That Xbox, the OG Xbox, all the way down to the 360 was the golden era of gaming. The PS2 to PS3. That's when we had everything.
This might be a hot take. I actually think we're in another golden era of gaming.
I think we're in the pre-golden era. I think this is the era of the PS1, where they're by themselves with like the Dreamcast or whatever Sega system was out at the time. Can't remember. And then the era after that, which is the next console gen, the new Xbox hybrid and the PS6, that's gonna be the golden era of gaming.
Hey man, might be on to something.
Because everything is like the momentum's building up to start the era up again. There's gonna be exclusives all around, you know, people pushing their weight around, and talks of good games being in development. So I think we in a good time right now to eat off gaming again. This is gonna be twice we've ate off of a golden era. Damn, I'm showing my age now. I'm showing my age.
Yeah, well, I mean, other than that, you know, we Gucci. You know, we'll survive. We gave Budgie a couple ideas. You know what they can do if they do get laid off. You know, sorry that you guys do get laid off. That is possible, but you know, yeah, I can make the revenge tour. That's all I'm saying. You know, I'm waiting on it. Other than that, you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. Like, subscribe, hit the bell to get notified whenever we go live, and we'll see you guys next Wednesday for another podcast. Much love, y'all. Welcome to the Crash Out.
Beep, 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 pew.
Stream cut shot, but the vibes there. Clips can't catch it the same way. Si tú sabes, si no, all good. Next one stream, that's how you understood. That feeling. That's timing. But me miss aim for still is. Miss one night, you feel this shit for me miss. You have to be there for this. CrashOut podcast.
I'm assuming we're done streaming.